What's going on, Keep Pounding Nation? Blitzball champ Jason Ingram here. Just wanted to get on here, do a Carolina Panthers talk live stream. Want to be on here just for a little while and talk about the about today's game. Uh, it was a rough one, y'all. It was a rough one. But yeah, Carolina Panthers fall to 4-4 after losing at home their first home loss of the season against the now 5-2 Buffalo Bills. Um, Final score was a whopping 40-9. Well, it was a nice little 3-game winning streak while it happened, but back to reality. And the main thing that I take away from this game is Carolina is not quite the threat that they need to be. Because at the end of the day, in order for them to get to where they need to be, especially to become a playoff team, these are the type of games they got to start winning. Plain and simple as that. They got to start winning these games against these, winning teams, these, supposedly playoff bound teams. They're going to have to start winning those. If the media and all those around the league are ever going to take the Carolina Panthers seriously, they need to start winning these games. Plain and simple as that. I mean, there's really no other way to look at it. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, yes, I understand we had no Bryce Young today, but throughout the season, a team's depth is going to be tested in some way, shape, or form. It's the NFL. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, injuries happen. It sucks that they do, but they unfortunately happen. And there were some big ones. Uh, a big one including us losing Brady Christensen, who ruptured his Achilles tendon. So therefore, Brady Christensen will miss the rest of this season. Um, this is a really big blow on top of a few other big blows that we've had on this O line. Because remember, we have no Robert Hunt. Now we have no Brady Christensen. Also, Taylor Moton ended up leaving the game as well. I mean, once again, our O line, our O line's going to be really tested now. Cade Mays, Taylor Moton, which they weren't able to really finish strong. I mean, this O line just looks even more depleted now. So, it's at the point where the Panthers' overall health is going to really come into play as far as whether they finish strong this season or not. Now, thankfully they're still in second place in the NFC South, so of course no time to panic. Definitely no time to panic. Um, the Saints lost again, so honestly, we just have to continue to play do better than the Saints, the Falcons. I mean, we've already beaten the Falcons once, so we got to be able to do our job against the Saints twice, Falcons one more time. But it's going to be very important that Carolina can beat the Bucks both times at the end of the year, at the end of the season. Those two games are going to be key. But yeah, it's not going to be easy, y'all. It's going to get harder and harder. Hey, Jared, welcome to the stream. But like I said, I know a lot of the fans get annoyed the way the media talks about the Carolina Panthers. I get it. Is it annoying? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, until this team can play at a level where they're a true threat, and until they can start winning the games against, the stronger opponents, the playoff bound winning teams, until the Panthers can do that, the media is going to continue to crap on this team. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, we can be upset, we can be mad, all of that, but until they're able to do that, that's what's going to keep happening. I mean, I got to keep it real. You know, this team has been able to do some things, but this team is still not where it needs to be really considered a threat. I mean, the wins that they've been able to get, Falcons, Dolphins, Cowboys, Jets, awesome. Great. Especially Dolphins, Cowboys, teams that they haven't beaten in a long time. Awesome. But let's keep it real. They're low-level teams that aren't really threats. I mean, we gotta be honest with ourselves. And it's just like I said the other week, as far as like the Jets game. I mean, we didn't exactly run away with that game. It was 13-6. That's not exactly an obliteration of a team. So let's take a look at these stats. Let's take a look at these stats. Ah, Andy Dalton. Oof. A rough day for Andy Dalton. 16 of 24, 175 yards, one interception, got sacked 7 times. Jarrett says, not even mad about the loss as much as just completely laying an egg. Definitely saw quitting the team. Well, I get what you're saying, but we're not exactly supposed to be happy about a loss either. I mean, sure, we may not be raging mad or anything like that, but we shouldn't also be happy about a loss. I mean, after all, the point is to win the game, not to lose the game. But I get what you're saying. It's just like I said, until they can start winning these type of games, this team is not going to get to where they need to be. So at some point, when is it going to start happening? Pretty much. When is it going to start happening? So Rico Dowdle, 8 carries, 54 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 12 carries, 34 yards, a touchdown. Trevor Etienne, 4 carries, 16 yards. I mean, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot from the running game. I mean, Rico Dowdle did his thing, but, Chuba got more carries. And, maybe that's now something that we got to start talking about. Maybe it is indeed time to give Rico more the load. I mean, it is what it is, but it might be time to really consider that. Nothing against Chuba Hubbard. You still keep Chuba Hubbard, but maybe it is indeed time to give Rico a little bit more of the load at running at RB1. Jarrett says, "Oh yeah, wouldn't have been happy either way. Nothing really positive at all out of this one." Yeah, pretty much. Um, Let me see. Tetaroa McMillan, he did his thing. Uh, 7 catches, 99 yards. Jalen Coker had a few. 3 catches, 36 yards. Tavion, 3 catches, 19 yards. Leggett, 2 catches, 17 yards. What really hurt were the 3 turnovers. Of course, the 2 fumbles lost by Andy Dalton and the 1 interception. Shout out to Trevin Wallace getting a sack. Nick Scorton, Ashawn Robinson getting a half a sack. But just, yeah. But I don't know. My big thing with Dalton, first off, the trenches were lost on both sides of the ball. O line and D line didn't really do well. Could not stop the run at all. James Cook had his way with this Carolina Panthers D. 19 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns. There's really no excuse for that. Especially after multiple weeks in a row of stopping the run, and to come to this, there's really no excuse for that. Um, and the thing is, Josh Allen really didn't have to do much this game when you really think about it. 12 of 19, 163 yards and a touchdown. Got sacked twice. I mean, Josh Allen really didn't have to do much. Got 2 rushing touchdowns as well. But realistically, Josh Allen didn't really have to do much. He didn't have to do much. So yeah. Um, let's see. AJ Epinesa got a sack. Russell got a sack. Ed Oliver got a sack. Joey Bosa got a sack. Jordan Phillips got a sack. Deion Walker got half a sack. Michael Hook had a sack and a half. Just bad. Brad, welcome to the stream. He says Dalton is way past his prime. He was beyond rusty. Yeah. Hate to say it, but yeah. I mean, he's not the quarterback he once was. It's the reason why he's a backup. Uh, let's see. But yeah, I mean, hate to say it. And then AJ Espinenza was the one that got the interception, Which, I mean, I give him credit. That was just a great heads up play to jump that attempted pass from Dalton and just knock it into his hands. I mean, I give him props on that. 19 total first downs, 11 of them were passing, 5 rushing, 3 from penalties. Struggled on third downs, 4 of 11. Jarrett says definitely need to pray for Bryce's quick recovery. I'm hoping he'll be back for Green Bay next week. And the sad thing, Carolina only had 4 penalties this game. Carolina only had 4 penalties this game. It's crazy. Four penalties for 20 yards. Buffalo had 7 for 60. So it's not like Carolina was penalized that much this game. So I mean, ugh, it was just bad. And my thing, you know, O-line didn't do a good job of protecting Dalton, but there were some plays where Dalton has got to get out of the pocket. You know, he's got to be able to get out of the pocket because there were a couple of times where he could have escaped the pocket. I know that Andy Dalton isn't a dual threat quarterback, nor is he like a big name scrambler, but even as a pocket passer, when it collapses right in front of you and obstructs your vision, you gotta get out of the pocket so that you can see to throw. That's all I can say as far as that, because there were a few times Andy could have done that. But yeah, and then it really doesn't help much. Really doesn't help much that now Brady Christensen is out with a ruptured Achilles. When it rains, it pours. Jarrett said, oh, Brad said Shaq knew some of our plays like the screen that was picked off. True. Jared says the sack he took at the end of the half was the worst pocket awareness, really bad. Yeah, that I definitely got to put on Dalton for that sack going into halftime. Yeah, that's a sack you can't take. That's a sack you can't take. Like that's a situation you gotta throw the ball away. You gotta get out and throw the ball away. Brad says Icky and Brady were terrible today. Yeah, yeah. The O line was straight trash. The D line was straight trash. So yeah, yeah. I just like I said, in order for this team to be taken seriously to the max, these are the games they got to start winning. And see, we turn around and we play Green Bay at Lambeau next week. Another strong team. So, I mean, because like I said, we're getting into the harder part of the schedule. We're getting into the much harder part of Carolina's schedule. I mean, yeah, we got the Packers. I mean, we'll have the Saints and Falcons after the Packers, but then turn around and play the Niners and the Rams. So, it's not over yet, of course, but got to start winning against these tougher teams. That's really that's really how I chalk it up. They got to start winning against these tougher teams if they want to be taken seriously But hey, at least we didn't lose to the Jets. The Jets finally won their first game, so at least we didn't lose against the Jets. But but yeah, it's just I think first thing I'd like to know is what the heck happened to the run defense? We had at least a good 3 or so games in a row. I mean, at least where the defense had no issue stopping the run, but then turn around and just open the floodgates for James Cook to just run through like Moses parted the Red Sea. Like I don't know what the heck happened. Like that pretty much was showing off shades of like the trash defense Carolina had last season. But yeah, I mean, bad tackling, a lack of gap control. I mean, Carolina's defense only allowed 131 rushing yards over the past 3 games combined. So, just bad, really bad. Brad says Falcons got spanked today by the Dolphins. Yes. So, that was a big help. Seeing the Falcons lose, and I know the Bucks and Saints are currently playing, which I really don't see the. Or actually, I think the that game finished already. Didn't that game finish already? Yeah, Tampa Bay won. Oh yeah, 23-3. Yeah, yeah. So Saints lost, Falcons lost. Dang. So only the Bucks won today. Jeez. Well, it is what it is. But like, yeah, just I want to know what the heck happened to the run defense. And you know what's sad when it comes to Andy Dalton? As a Carolina Panther, he's 1-6 as a starter in a Carolina Panther uniform. I don't know, y'all. After this season, it might be time to move on from Andy Dalton as a backup. I mean, dude is 37 years old. He's definitely not in his prime anymore. I mean, not to say that he still can't mentor Bryce, but just I think it's time to move on from Andy Dalton after this season is over. Like on the real, I think it's time to move on from Andy Dalton. Brad says Avero went back to his old ways. Apparently, apparently. Um, and even Andy Dalton, took responsibility. He said in the locker room, "I didn't give us much of a chance today, so I've got to be better." You can say this is a measuring stick, but at the end of the day, we didn't even give ourselves a chance. Those were Andy Dalton's quotes. So I mean, kudos to him on taking responsibility, but just yeah, I don't know what happened. Not to mention, like the offense still hasn't arrived yet. I mean, Tetaroa McMillan, I mean, he's doing his thing. Had 99 yards receiving. Tetaroa McMillan's going to be just fine with this team. As the number one receiver, he's going to do just fine. But and XL Xavier Leggett, I mean, he's shown some flashes. Coker's good to have him back, but haven't really been able to really get him going. So like, I feel like the biggest that we've seen from this offense.
What's going on, Blitz?
Hey, bro.
We back at it for round two on my stream.
Yeah, I was just really going over some things. But you know what's really sad?
Mm,
So I was looking at one of the articles on ESPN, and with the Panthers, this defense allowed only 131 rushing yards over the previous 3 games combined.
yeah,
But today, whew, today was a whole different story.
we got cooked, pun intended.
We got cooked by the cook. Which he had 130 yards rushing before contact in the first half alone.
Oof.
And of course, finished with 216 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Um, Another sad stat since putting on that Panthers uniform, Andy Dalton is 1-6 as a starter for Carolina.
I kept trying to tell people Andy Dalton is not it, man.
Um, Vietnam, welcome to the stream. Says what's up. But I think it's after this season, I think it's time to move on from Andy Dalton.
I agree.
Like 1-6 as a starter. I mean, dude just has not been it as a backup, and like I said, taking some sacks that he really shouldn't have taken, especially the one that Jared pointed out, the sack he took at the end of near the end of the half,
Mm-hmm.
where we had to rush that field goal attempt.
Oh, absolutely.
That that was not good. Like even in that situation, you got to throw the ball away. You got to throw the ball away. If you're
Absolutely.
if you're unsure, throw the ball away.
Dude just
So
stood there like a statue, man.
yeah, and my thing is, like I said, I understand he's not a scrambler, he's not a dual threat quarterback, but when you have the pocket collapse and you can't see and you're trying to throw, like you gotta get out of there. You gotta get
Yeah,
out of there so you can see and throw
yeah.
the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
This isn't the gunslinger days anymore.
yeah, exactly. Brad says Canales needs to play Rico over Chuba, but he won't do it. Vietnam says this
I,
is the
I ain't even worried about that.
Vietnam says this is the type of litmus game that shows that the Panthers are not ready yet. We need more talent across the defense and at quarterback. Now it looks like we are going to need bigger, stronger O linemen for next year. Jeff R says, "Hey fellas." Um, so Vietnam, I don't know if you heard, but we now lost Brady Christensen to a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah.
So we know he's out. Robert Hunt's out. Taylor Moton didn't finish. I don't think Cade Mays finished. So yeah, this
Do we have an
this
update on Cade Mays or Taylor Moon yet?
nah, not yet.
Mm. We got an update on Brady Christensen. You want to read that off?
Yeah. So Brady Christensen suffered a ruptured Achilles,
Mm.
and I don't know, the just the way it looked, like yeah, that's pretty big, a pretty big blow to the O line, and just now, I mean, shoot, it's
That's that's a massive hit on our opportunity to try to go for the division title now because we've got to have Brady Christensen. That you just have to have. Period. He's a multi-tool, and if you don't have that multi-tool, you're really in trouble because the depth behind him just is it.
yeah,
We got these guys off the practice squad. We got these guys off free agency, and it's just that's what they're meant for. They're not meant for what Brady Christensen is doing.
Um, let's see. Jeff R says, nobody can tell me our running game looks the same since Chuba came back. You don't have to admit it, but I know the answer. It's clear.
Let's address that running game because part of what made that running game so successful are three players: Damian Lewis, Cade Mays, Brady Christensen. Guess which two are not on the field and got hurt today?
Which which
That's why our running game stopped working.
which is very unfortunate. I will say this. I do definitely believe it's time to consider the idea of Rico Dowdle carrying a little more of the load.
Yeah,
But at the same time, folks have to also remember Chuba is getting paid $37 million off of an extension. Y'all know they're gonna play him.
right.
Like, I get the frustration, but y'all really can't be that surprised that in some situations they're playing him more. Like, they're not gonna pay somebody that much money and not use them. I
That's
mean,
why I got
just
pissed off in the first 2 weeks because we were not using him at all.
I mean, just plain and simple as that. They're not going to pay somebody that much money and not use them.
Yeah,
I mean, folks can get upset all they want. I get it, but he's getting paid $37 million.
mm-hmm.
Rico's only getting paid, I think, what,
Mm-hmm.
2.75. Like, I get right now one is doing better than the other, but they're not just going to bench him.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's not happening.
Mm-mm. And right now, it doesn't matter because we can't get a run game going anyway because the offensive line is hurt. So really, it's a mute point until we get this offensive line fixed. We won't have a run game. So let's deal with that first.
And like I said, like Jeff R, Vietnam, what y'all are saying, Jarrett, what y'all are saying, totally valid, totally
Mm-hmm.
valid. I
Oh yeah.
I get it, it's totally valid.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, two things y'all got to remember. Like I said, yeah, if it was up to us, it's one thing. It's one thing. But like I said, you got to understand why they're doing what they're doing when it comes to the contract situation.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, we also have to remember how it even got to that contract situation in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Can we at least admit? Can we at least admit that going into this season that Chuba earned his contract? Can we at least admit that?
Yes.
Have your feelings about Chuba currently. That's fine. I get that. But can we at
Mm-hmm.
least, as fans, on the same side, can we at least admit that going into this season, Chuba had earned his contract? Can we at least admit that? That's all I'm asking. Can we at least admit that? Like I,
Absolutely.
like I said, I get the difference in production right now. That's apparent.
Mm-hmm.
That's clear as day.
Feed odd hand. I get that too.
But at the same time, there's a reason that they're doing what they're doing. We may not agree.
Exactly.
We may not agree with it. That's totally fine. I get it. I totally get the frustrations. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised.
Right.
You know, Vietnam says yes. Last year Chuba did well. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean,
Yeah. Exactly.
and like I said, I don't doubt that the idea of having Rico take more of the load. I'm not against that idea. I'm definitely not against that
Right.
idea.
Neither am I. I was
But
suggesting a 75-25 split coming off his injury.
like at the same time, at some point, some of this we got to ride out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, the moment somebody struggles and we just drop them off, like if we continue to go into that cycle, then I mean it's going to be hard to really develop anybody.
Correct.
Especially for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after all, I mean, let's keep it real. A lot of folks were way, way before now ready to just drop Bryce. I mean, let's just keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, some folks just got to take a chance on to some
Mm-hmm.
to some degree. I mean, you win some, you lose some. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, they're
And I
gonna,
saw some stuff with Bryce, that I believed it. You know,
yeah,
the 2 minute drill that I saw, the first training camp that he did, um, convinced me this dude is ready. You know, he's ready to start doing some stuff, but you got to develop it. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of patience. People are going to be pissed off. They're going to be upset, and it's like, well, haven't we experienced this before, folks? Because this fan base is going to whine and complain about every quarterback that we get. It's not new. You know, how many times did people complain about Cam Newton when he first came over here? I mean, this fan base just we're so emotionally charged when it comes to quarterbacks, and I don't understand this because you have to be patient. This fan base has no patience with players. If they struggle even just for 1 year, it's like, oh, let's toss them in the trash. They're garbage. They're not worth anything. Wrong. Y'all were so ready to throw Bryce in the trash. Y'all were so ready to throw um, Rosebloom away. Y'all were so ready to get rid of uh, Pat Brown before that 3 game winning streak. Oh, okay. He must be terrible. Come on.
now I will say, coaching has to also play a big part in this.
Right.
There's got to definitely be better decision making, especially with the flow of the game. I will agree to that, and I do understand that this is a what have you done for me lately sort of league.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is at some point, like you got to make up your minds
Mm-hmm.
on like who you're gonna invest in.
Right. And stop flip flopping.
But that's the thing, Jeff. We haven't had the same roster since 2015 for multiple years. Like I get what you're saying, but you've seen how much this roster has changed between 2015 and now. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's the thing that we got to keep in mind. I understand the frustrations. The frustrations are
Yeah.
legit, absolutely. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I mean, we all have had to wait and have to suffer through a lot of this. But it's like, you know, there's gotta, like I said, there's gotta come to a point where like you gotta make some decisions on who you're gonna invest in, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes certain folks are not going to get it on the first try or the first couple of tries. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be with some of these athletes. Plain and simple as that. Not
How
everybody
many
is,
times did it take Thomas Edison to create the light bulb? Come on.
yeah. It's just like also equivalent to how not every first round draft pick or second or third round
Mm-hmm.
always work out. I
Right.
mean, unfortunately, even this franchise has found that out the hard way on a couple of occasions. But that's
Yep.
just how it is. That's just
Mm-hmm.
that's just how it is. You're not gonna hit the mark on every move. You know,
Yeah.
like you're not gonna hit the mark on every move. I wish we could. I wish we could. If that was the case, we wouldn't be having any of these conversations.
Right.
But but
Correct.
and Vietnam, I understand what you're saying. He says I just want a
Yeah.
quarterback that's good enough to put the team on his shoulders. And I mean,
Fair.
yeah, that's understandable.
Hmm.
And I mean, if anything, I'm still lingering. I still linger over the frustrations of we once had a lot put together, and even in that time, we still couldn't get the ultimate job done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I get the frustrations. And Jeff R says it's frustrating because we had a working recipe and we change it because of feelings and money. That's the annoying part. I mean, I can't say.
Are we talking about the Bills game today? Is that what we're talking about specifically?
I think it's in regards to like just how certain things were working, and then there's like a change, like for example, like the running game and the defense and stuff
Okay.
like that.
There's reasons for those changes. You go into different situations and there's just reasons for those changes. Nothing is permanent in the NFL, as far as like formulas and whatnot throughout the year. You know how many times the Chiefs actually have to change their formula whether they're trying to adjust to other teams? Constantly. They have to adjust to what the other team is doing. And
Hmm.
if you're not constantly adjusting to that other team, you are going to get left behind. It's just a thing that happens. Um, and let's not act like this Bills team doesn't have the talent that it does. You know, Everybody's so panicked and upset about this game, and you're going to hear from the media, "Oh, this team sucks. This team is terrible." Blah 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 blah. You know, don't listen to any of that. That's not our identity. Our identity is the team that won those 3 games. And it's important that we don't lose that identity. Because if we lose that identity and we go into Green Bay and think, oh, well, the team that played the Bills is our identity, we're going to get cooked right out of the gate in the first quarter. I'm telling you that right now.
So
Now, the biggest problem is that we don't have those offensive linemen anymore. So this is going to really slow down our offense. So we've got to figure out what we're doing there.
hmm
But it is important not to lose our identity. We are still a strong team, but we got to keep that offense going somehow.
yeah, it's definitely not the time to panic. I mean, we're back to 500 with the 4-4
Right.
record. Um, it's
If we
just
lose to the Saints and Falcons, that's the time to panic.
Vietnam says, okay, a couple of things. Says, do y'all remember those high-powered Drew Brees offenses like the ones Tampa Bay, or no, I'm sorry, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning had? That's what I want us to build here in Carolina. How can we have an offensive-minded coach with a below-average offense? Jeff R, thank you so much for the super chat.
Stop
Support
comparing us to
so,
everybody else.
support the channel. We had no reason to
First of all,
change. Thank you for that, Jeff R. Wanted to make sure I shout that out immediately. Um, so a few things, Vietnam. Number one, while those times were definitely, I mean, they speak for themselves. I can only imagine how difficult it must have been to even build those up. Because, like I
mm-hmm.
said, so many things have to fall in place for that to really. I mean, we were blessed. We were
Yeah,
definitely blessed
yeah,
during that time. Um, I mean, do we miss it? Absolutely. That's totally valid.
yeah.
But also, there were even things missing from that as well.
Mm-hmm.
After all, we didn't achieve the ultimate prize, and we've been to the big dance twice. So I mean, that's the reality of it. Of course, having that type of roster and whatnot is gonna, of course, better our chances. But I mean, there's always gonna be a sense of frustration that kicks in, even when having those things and still coming up short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now as far as the offensive minded coach, uh, as far as the offensive minded coach, below average offense, I mean, it's like I said before, this team has thrived more on a defensive minded head coach. That's just my personal opinion. Um, thank you, Vietnam, for the 4.99 spot. Says I will compare us to anything I want, wherever I want. I fan how I fan. I mean, kudos to if that's how you feel. I get it. Final boss, welcome to the stream.
Oh, you didn't let me finish Vietnam because here's the thing. The reason why I'm saying that is because everybody wants to compare what we're doing to something else. How about we just create something unique to us and win with it? You know, that's what I was trying to say. I'm not trying to tell you how to fan. You know, um,
Wait, wait a minute. Hold on.
we're not Tom Brady. We're not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're not the Chiefs. We're not the Bills. We're not, any of these teams that you're wanting to compare us to. We are our own team. We are our own entity.
Wait,
You know,
hold on. Phantom says defensive minded coach hasn't won us any. How you figure?
yeah. How do you
Like
figure on that one?
we made it to the Super Bowl twice under defensive minded head coaches. We had
Right.
we had division titles and NFC championships under defensive minded head coaches.
Yep.
They're the ones that have gotten us the closest.
Yep.
Don't forget that.
Yep.
Those are the ones that have gotten us the closest. Now I can understand we may not have had many offensive minded head coaches in the history of the
Right.
franchise, but so far that hasn't really gotten us anywhere as close.
Yep.
Because I
I want to
mean,
apologize to the people in my chat because we're going to get to your comments soon. But go ahead.
but that's the thing, Vietnam. I mean, yeah, they may not have gotten us Super Bowl rings, but the offensive minded head coach, hasn't gotten us as close as that. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Mm-hmm.
the high powered offenses and whatnot. I mean, it's not like there was a time where we didn't have a great offense, but I'm just saying the two times that we had gotten close enough, we had defensive minded head coaches, and that shouldn't be
Yeah.
looked down upon. Expect
Exactly. It
and
should be praised.
and the reason why I say that, if that wasn't such a big deal or whatnot, then why is 2015 mentioned so much?
Exactly.
I mean, if there's a reason why 2015 gets mentioned a lot. I mean, for obvious reasons,
Mm-hmm.
but we had a defensive minded head coach at the time.
Right.
You know,
In the form of Ron Rivera. Okay. So David Screw says, don't mind losing, but losing like this is unacceptable. Should Joe's job be on the line? After this game, no. It's the Buffalo Bills. Come on.
true.
Don't act like the Bills have the same talent level as we do. They don't. They're higher talent level players. We knew that going in. Let's not pretend like we didn't know. Okay. And I told everybody in the preview stream this scenario was on the table. You know, it could happen. So I had already written this game off as a loss anyway. It's not going to affect us on our 9 to 10 win uh,
Uh-huh.
journey to try to get the division back. But the Green Bay game will. So that should be our focus right now. Not on a gyro's job. So I think the other thing to keep in mind is, like Blitz, you were just saying. Go ahead and say it again.
What's up?
Josh Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen. I mean, one, he didn't really have to do much this game to really. He didn't really have to do much. I mean, the running game smoked.
He's an MVP for a reason.
Oh, there's that as well. I mean, there is that as
Yeah,
well.
you said that several times during the live stream.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, he was definitely somebody to take seriously, besides the running
Yeah,
game, because, I mean, it is Josh Allen. It's just,
yeah,
when one part of the ball is doing their part, it was just like he only had to do a little bit.
yeah. All you had to do was just toss the ball. We were playing nickel defense again, like we did in the first 3 games, and I was like, "What are we doing?" That's the stuff that frustrated me with the gyro. Like he's got to get out of that mindset of, okay, we're going to run the nickel and dime in a 3rd and 1 situation. It's like, why? Why? There's no reason to run a nickel in a 3rd and 1. That's why I was confused. I was like, what are you doing, bro?
um, Vietnam says, not yet. We never really built a high-powered offense. Now, do you mean since 2015 or like in general? Because I would have to
If
beg
you're
to.
talking in general, I'd have to disagree.
Now, if we're talking since 2015, okay, I can give you that. But
Right. Mm-hmm. David Screw says that makes 2 blocks from the defense now, Pats and Bills. Okay, but these are 2 different teams. With the Patriots, you're doing with a team that is, you know, not that impressive at the time, and we should not have lost to them like that. They didn't even figure it out until week 5.
well,
This team was trash up
Patriots
until
are
then.
they're apparently on a
However,
on a rise currently.
yeah, but they didn't figure it out until week 5. That's the thing.
Hmm.
Before that, Mac Jones was not the reason that the Patriots were losing. I want to make sure that that's known because he was slinging the ball. We were playing nickel defense. That didn't help. We were still trying to figure out where we wanted to put people on the field. That didn't help. So, I mean, this was a below average Patriots team at the time. So you can't compare that to a Bills team that has completely figured out the ball and is playing balanced football and is absolutely curb stomping teams that they should be curb stomping. Um, not necessarily us, but we just didn't come in fully prepared for this game because Andy Dalton just is Andy Dalton first to start with. You know, then you've got the offensive line injuries that didn't help. Plus, we were
Yeah,
playing
that
nickel defense like we did in the first 3 games. That didn't help. The run game got shut down because our offensive line wasn't working. That shut us down offensively, even worse, to where we weren't even doing anything. We were barely lucky if we got these first downs. So there's a lot invested in here. And with all of that going on, the defense is on the field too long. They can't get a pass rush going
right.
because they're on the field too long. They're worn out. They're tired. They need gas masks. You know, like you're wearing out the rest of this team because we don't have what we need. You know, the Bills tested our depth and they won. It's as simple as that, which we already knew we didn't have the depth. So why are we complaining about? First of all. Secondly, We knew they had that caliber of players that were going to test our depth and run circles around
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Um,
it. I mean, you're talking about a Bills team that let me pull this up because this is a very very dangerous Bills team. They went through the Ravens and beat the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, I might add. Yes, with Lamar Jackson at full health, they beat them. They beat the Jets into the ground. Jets were terrible at the time, 30-10. Not a surprise. They beat the Dolphins 31-21. Were they even trying during that game? They
hmm.
beat the Saints 31-19. Were they even trying? Because they just put up 40 on us. Did they lose to the Patriots? Sure. Did they have a loss against the Falcons? Sure. They had two letdown games and then they figured it out again. That's the sign of a great team that's about to make a run, a serious run. And they've had that depth for a number of years, ever since 19. So let's not act like they haven't. They've been in the playoffs every single year since 18.
um,
Every year.
yeah, yeah. Um,
So we do not have that type of talent to compete with that.
um, Vietnam. A quick question for you, just to kind of get your honest opinion. Overall, just from your experiences of watching football and all that kind of jazz, are you more of a offensive guy or a defensive guy? Just in general, I'm actually curious. I'm going somewhere with this.
Oh, okay. Peyton Manning had a horrible rookie season. Facts.
Right.
Isaiah Isaac. Facts. And then he started to create the audible playbook that has created his entire legacy as a football player in that second year. And that's what Bryce is starting to do now. Now, I'm not saying he's going to become the next Peyton Manning. That's not what I'm saying.
hmm
I'm saying he's creating his own playbook, his own audibles, his own unique style of play. And it's working for him, as you've seen in the last three games. Yes, the line didn't play as expected, but there were times when Andy held the ball too long in this game. The turnovers killed us today. The time was uh, at the goal line instead of throwing the ball away. He took
Um,
the sack. Yeah, Andy was trash for most of this game. The only thing I don't accredit as fault as his fault was the interception because Icky failed on his block. They were guard pulling to the left. Everybody was guard pulling in their assignment in their lane, and Icky missed his block by a mile. So the dude was standing right in front of Andy and easily picked it off. I mean, everything else though, everything of him standing in the pocket and giving up the fumble and Corbett's fumble as well. Yeah, that's his fault. 100%.
so okay, so Vietnam answered my question.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't matter. I'm all for anything that wins us games. Doesn't have to be flashy. Um, but he says from my experience with this team is that every time we have a top defense and make it to the playoffs or the Super Bowl, we lose because our passing game lets us down. Well,
Do you know how hard it
here,
is to have a balanced football team
here's the thing with
on a
that.
consistent basis?
Here's the thing with that. So Vietnam, you remember what happened in the year 2000? You remember who won the Super Bowl in the year 2000?
Mm.
So what was very interesting about the Ravens winning that Super Bowl, when you really think about it, their quarterback Trent Dilfer
Mm-hmm.
did not put up a lot of stats that season.
Mm.
Only finished with about what 1,500 passing yards, maybe a handful of touchdowns.
Mm.
But we all know it's clear. that defense really won that championship.
Yep, that's why the phrase is still around.
And I guess what I'm saying is
One of many reasons.
like I guess what I'm saying is like just honestly, I know many would be satisfied with, just us winning a title in general. Absolutely. I think we could speak from all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest with ourselves. Y'all know y'all have your preferences and you push hard for your preferences on how specifically you want this team to be, whether it's for this side of the ball, that side of the ball. And like I said, it's okay. It's totally okay. My only thing is at the end of the day, when this finally does happen, whenever that time is, it might not be as pretty as we all want it to be or hope for, and that's okay. Because honestly, at this point, I'm just ready for Carolina to win a Super Bowl, whether they have a craptacular record to get into the wild card or they win it undefeated. It don't matter to me. I'm past that. I'm over that.
Right.
But I know deep down we all push for our preferences. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, offensive minded head coach. Do we really want that? Do we really want that given the history of this franchise? That's all I'm saying. Do we really ultimately want that?
The last two times we tried that was Frank and Matt. Neither one of them panned out. So that experiment is dead. I'm sorry, it's dead.
Cuz like, I don't know. Just for me personally, I think looking back on the history of this franchise, Carolina has really been a lot more known for their defense versus their offense. I mean, whether it's by a short favor or a big favor, I just there's a reason why I put history into play with a lot of this because there were certain things that worked really well for this franchise. And I believe with those certain things, they should continue to stick to certain things until they completely break. So that's why it's like I know there's a lot of fans that push heavily for an offensive minded coach, and I'm just like in my mind I'm like, do you really want that? Among other things, do you really want that? I mean, that's what we have now, and that's fine. Like I said, I like Dave Canales, especially as a person, and he's doing some things as a head coach. He's trying to work his way up, but there's definitely there's still a lot that needs to happen with this offense before it can really flourish the way that we all want it to flourish. And how long will that take? I have not a clue, but I will agree with you, Vietnam. 4-3 defense. I want that back so badly. I want
Yeah,
that back. I want that
same.
back so badly. I want that back so badly.
The 3-4 is such a failed experiment at this point. Not even the Jets use it anymore. They were
And
using it for 20 years.
and then, well, when it comes down to, the run game situation, I mean, that's another thing that when you think about it, you gotta look at the coach a little,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, Dave Canales is the head coach. He's the main one in charge of personnel and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It could really be one of those things where just I mean, we'll have to see how the rest of this season goes. I mean,
Right.
this is Canales' second year,
Yep.
but I don't know. The only thing I can say ultimately is, you know, there's got to be some areas where, we have to consider investing in and just understand that investing in certain areas is going to take time.
Yep.
Of course, the quicker the better, but I look back at Ron Rivera, and it took a couple of years before he really got going with this team. And, it's just, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough because it's like, and most of y'all know me, as a big pro wrestling fan,
Mm-hmm.
and even when it comes down to booking, storytelling, and all that, because when it comes down to it, there's one big thing that everybody has to keep in mind. You cannot please everybody.
True.
It's impossible.
Yep.
It's 1,000,000% impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when it comes down to it, you know, there's going to be certain players that get drafted that you're going to love and just go all in
Mm-hmm.
for. There's going to be some that are going to make you scratch your head. And then there's going to be some that are going to be like, what the heck was this person thinking?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I said when it comes down to it, there's going to be decisions and things done. You're not going to please everybody. And that's including
Right.
fans.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the only thing we can hope for is that there's a lot more positive than negative consequences in said decisions. That's you know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because like at this point, like I'm hopeful that Dave Canales can get it together. I'm hopeful for all these players, but if not, then it's gonna get to the point where some decisions have to be made, and there's gonna be decisions that not everybody's gonna like. You know,
Yeah.
and it's just there's so much there's so much that has to come together in order for this to ultimately work out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we can say, and I'm a I'm a in my part on this. I know a lot of people look at the Chiefs in a bad sort of way. Definitely in kind of like an evil way, whatnot. Oh, it's the Chiefs, it's the Chiefs. But we gotta keep it real. That team has done a phenomenal job of their building over
Mm-hmm.
time. Like it took a long time, but they have done impressive. The Detroit Lions, it took them forever, especially the post Matthew Stafford days.
Yeah.
It took them forever to get back on point.
Sure did.
But the journey through it and to get to where they are now, whoo, like, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Detroit finally wins a Super Bowl before we do. Hate to say it, but I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like we honestly we can speculate, but we can't put a timetable on a lot of this.
Right.
Realistically, we can't
Yeah.
because I mean for some it takes longer than others, but honestly, we could spend all night and day until we're blue in the face figuring out the timetable for that.
Yeah.
And then there may be some times where it's like we part ways with certain people. They can thrive elsewhere, and then they'll excuse to be like, "Well, we should have spent more time." Well, it's like, well, I mean, so
Now
I just
y'all say that after you just kicked out the same player that has one injury, and it's like a minor injury, and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's made of glass," he sucks. Get him out of here. Y'all equate injuries with a player sucking, and it's just not correct. And then they come back with another team and they burn us.
yeah. So ultimately, my point is, it looks a lot harder than we may think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was that easy, I would really question this league. I would
Right.
I would question
Mm-hmm.
it greatly.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Um, Brad says, "Are we going to have to go as long as the Lions or Browns before we're good again?" I don't know. I I, I,
I don't know either.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I hope not, but I don't know.
Hopefully not. At the rate we're tracking right now, we should be uh getting division title or getting in the race for the division title this year. Um, and then you start trying to win playoff games next year. But if injuries keep kicking our butts, that's what happens. It is what it is. Um, so you just fight for it again the next year. You know what I mean? But and you just say, okay, we're a year behind. What can we do to catch up? So, and I think this team is still on schedule, but the we might be 2 games behind because of the two that we shouldn't have lost at the beginning of the year. But it is what it is. We
Yeah,
are here now. You know, I had the Bills as a loss on my schedule. It is what it is. We use that as developmental. What I'm saying is don't panic. Now, the loss of these offensive linemen is a problem, and we're going to
yes,
figure it out.
big problem.
That is going to hurt us on our division title run. We just have to find a way around it and catch back up. That's
Yeah.
really what it is.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm reading off David Screw's comments. He said he couldn't get comments through on your channel for some reason, like it kept disappearing or something.
What now?
Like he mentioned that. Yeah, he mentioned that to me earlier today.
Wait, what's the issue?
He couldn't get comments through on your channel for some reason. Like they kept getting deleted.
What?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe it's
that's
just YouTube. That's what I was trying to figure out because I
yeah. Let me
um
let me let me try to look into that.
yeah, but just wanted to mention that. Uh, Green Bay and Pittsburgh just started right now, but David says we could have had a field goal where we didn't have to rush kick it, or we could have had another shot at the end zone.
Right.
The reason I'm so upset is because we have talent on this offense that did not get used properly. Blame Andy Dalton for that. Blame Andy Dalton for that. Okay? Everybody knows these wide receivers can catch the ball. Everybody knows these running backs can wreak havoc. Blame injuries too, because we lost the ability to have the running game when we lost the offensive line. So when both are gone, then what do you do? We were already cooked. So I blame both of those things for that. Did notice we shut Allen down. This have run support didn't show up. Well, My theory on that is because we were so focused on the pass coverage that we stopped covering the run. So it's like this whole situation of a boat with holes in it, you know? If you try to fix one hole, you end up with two more broken holes that you didn't have before. So it's and then you have to try to plug those up. And by doing that, you then reopen the hole that you just plugged earlier. So it's a balancing act, really. Um, when you're lacking the talent, you're lacking the depth to fully balance your team. That can happen a lot, and it happens with pretty much every team out there except for the Bills and the Chiefs. I think so far, the Eagles had it figured out for a little bit last couple of years, but
Um,
it
David,
is so hard to do that.
David, if you hear this, try again. Try again. Like whenever you get a chance, try again.
Yeah, but how many teams can we say over the past 10 years that are truly a balanced team? Like they have figured it out. Very, very few. You know, and even fewer still when you're doing it over a consistent number of years. So to have a measure of success like that, it takes a lot to get that done. A lot. People don't understand how much work goes into that. You have to make sure you have the right draft picks. You have to make sure that you are paying these guys correctly. You have to make sure that you are giving these guys um, long-term contracts so they stay here. You know, you have to make sure that you get the right free agent picks. There's so many elements that go into this, and then every one of these players has to perform every single week consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And be the best versions of themselves every week consistently. It takes
Um,
a ton to do that.
Brad asks, "Do you think we have our long-term quarterback?"
Um, I want to say yes, but at the same time, there's elements of his game that we would still like to develop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not 100% yes on that yet,
David,
but
I see you now, David. Keep pounding. I see you now.
yeah. Let's work on Bryce for the next year or two, and then come back and ask me that question again. Because right now I'm at 75%. Because of what I've seen, in the last few games and the last half of last year. But I'm still not 100% convinced that this dude is the long term future.
Yeah. What I had to do was I had to refresh my chat and then hit save.
Yeah, fair. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
That's what was going on.
that was what it was like.
I
I had
knew it
forgot
was YouTube.
I had forgotten to hit save. So,
Uh,
yeah.
uh, yeah, I figured it was YouTube just being YouTube. um, got pounded. Wall. Tom Brady's 7 rings. I mean, yes, we lost this game. Yes, we did. We lost by a big margin. Okay, sure. It's the Bills. They did the same thing to a couple of other teams, this year. They did that to the Jets. They did that to the Saints. They did that to the Falcons. Well,
Mhm.
no, they didn't do it to the Falcons. My bad. But and they ran over the Dolphins too. So this is a Bills team that has their team put together to
Mhm.
win consistently and keep reloading. We're not there yet. You look at this depth chart. I mean, look at all the depth on this chart. It is ridiculous. That
Mhm.
comes from 3 or 4 years of just understanding how to build a roster and build it efficiently to where it sticks. And Carolina's never had a full roster that sticks. The Buffalo Bills have a roster that sticks.
Yeah.
Look at all these people, Matt. You know, and all of them are dangerous. Um, Greg Rousseau, for example, we let go of him. This dude came back to bite us. You saw the stats. I read those off earlier.
Yeah. Um,
So,
Keep Pounding USA says Rico only having 8 carries is unacceptable, and Andy cannot take that sack at the end of the half. Total disaster. Didn't even get a field goal. Um,
well, the reason he had 8 carries is because we had offensive linemen that were hurt in the second half. Plus, we were trying to split up the carries in the first half. So the focus was on the pass game to try to beat Buffalo's secondary
they
because we
tried.
knew that was their weakness.
They
It
tried their.
wasn't the D line.
They definitely tried their best to get that field goal off in time. I mean, they did, but they had to
Yeah,
rush. They had to rush like
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And I was not a huge fan of that. You never want to be in those situations where you
Yeah.
have to do that.
Yeah, because they had to rush that like crazy after Andy took that sack.
What made it even worse is the fact that they had all 3 timeouts in that situation and the clock. So if they didn't like any of our formations that we were running, they could have easily called all 3 of those timeouts
Hmm.
and kept us from running any play that was designed to get it in the end zone. So that was another bad thing about that situation. You never want to be in that scenario. You always want to be in the opposite scenario.
Fair point. Fair point.
Uh, let's see. Now today, didn't realize Allen had 170 yards passing. My bad.
Okay.
I'm complaining because it's embarrassing losing 40-9 at our stadium. But I mean, it's the Bills. Again, like you're discounting the talent level that they have versus us. You're ignoring that, and you're only focused on the score. You're tunnel visioning it, buddy. With all due respect, and when you put emotion into the game, when it comes to stuff like that, and I understand a lot of people put emotion into this and the fan base. I get it. Okay, it's frustrating. It's not cool to lose a game like that. I get it. But again, you have to put it into perspective of this team is way more talented than us. They're way more disciplined. You know, they take care of the football. They do all the things right that they're supposed to do. Meanwhile, we are still struggling to do at least half of those things that they have already figured out like 3 years ago. So we have to get all those things, all our ducks in a row before we even think we have a shot to battle something of that caliber. Yeah, and for some reason, we managed to get all our ducks in a row when we played KC and Philadelphia last year, and we really did have a shot at those 2 games.
Hmm.
And I was impressed because we were playing way harder and way over our head more than what I thought we had. So I said, okay, we're ahead of schedule. Nice, nice job. You know, nice. This is what we want. You know,
Now, Jared.
but
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
you transitioned into this year. We go back in. We try to figure things out, and we're stuck behind because we're still trying to get all that stuff, you know, back to where it was. And it takes time. It takes patience, and it takes a lot of discipline, which this fan base doesn't have patience, when it comes to this stuff.
Hmm.
So I just want to say that, and you can't just take the element of the talent level out of the debate. It doesn't work. You have to talk about it.
Um,
The Bills force you to talk about it.
Jared said, let's see, Buffalo's run defense was 31 out of 32 coming into today. Secondary is not their weakness.
I mean, that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Um, that's a fair statement. When you look back at it, um, yes, yes, and no, because there were times when that secondary showed a lot of weakness. Um, let me see. Which games do I want to highlight here? Um, one in particular is against Lamar Jackson against the Ravens. There were a lot of weaknesses there in that secondary that Lamar exploited. Um, and then I also want to highlight the last 2 weeks where Mac Jones, threw some darts into that secondary and was successful with it. Even the Falcons had a little bit of success, moving down the field and moving the sticks. So it's not like they don't have weaknesses in that secondary. But yes, Jared, you are correct. The run defense is the main focus and was the main focus. That's why we tried to attack it with the run game. But once we got those injuries, I mean, that was it. And turned the ball over, and Andy started sucking. That was it.
Oof.
We just didn't have a chance. But I
Uh,
mean, like, if you're talking about the passes that Andy threw, like, that's just Andy being Andy. I'm not going to fault him for that. It's just Andy being Andy. He can't cross that threshold. We know that now.
um, Jared says, he says, I think he meant Drake May, and the Falcons ran the ball down their throats.
That is true too. But was it also not true that the Falcons did get some first downs passing wise in that game? It wasn't just all rushing. But yes, I do mean Drake May. Yes.
And
Um,
apparently there was a fight at the end of the game.
yes, there was.
Things got heated.
Yeah, it was Jatavion Sanders and number 55 of the Bills.
No, I meant even like after the game, like
Oh,
during like the hey, let's go shake hands. Apparently there was um a little bit of a scuffle. Apparently.
and to my point on the Falcons passing against the Buffalo Bills, the Falcons had 20 uh, receptions for 250 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Most of that was Drake London, but John Robinson got involved with 6 catches for 68. And he had 3 by Kyle Pitts. But same point, 250 yards in a touchdown. So yes, they did find holes in that secondary. And that's what I saw too when I was watching that game. The highlights of it.
Yeah, he was also saying, yes, but running the ball opens up the pass.
It does, yes.
Oh,
And
Keep Pounding USA says, yeah, I saw it. It was between Ashawn Robinson and Deion Dawkins, and Derek Brown had to hold him back and take him away.
yep,
That was what went down.
yep. So Atlanta's rushing game against Buffalo, 32 carries, 210 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
One by Bijan Robinson, one by Tyler Aguilar. So yes, you are correct. But um, I also wanted to point out that I am correct as well. Both can be true at the same time because they have more passing yards than rushing yards against the Buffalo Bills. So both can be correct at the same time. As far as the game is concerned, right now we're looking at 6-3 Packers, I believe. Yeah, 6-3 Packers.
Yeah,
No, 7-3. Now, is that the extra point? Let
and
me see.
and the thing.
Back to my chat here. 40 burger like we did to you guys, eh? I mean, again, we just explained why that 40 burger happened. David Screw says, keep pounding should not have a losing mentality. That's not our slogan. I'm not having a losing mentality. I'm saying that this is a game that we can drop safely if we need to. Keywords, if we need to. And we do need to right now in order to get to 9 to 10 wins at the end of the year. That's not a losing mentality. That is understanding that we cannot win every game on our schedule. Like all these people want to do, oh, a Super Bowl or bust, perfect season or bust. Okay, we're busting every year then. It's like, come on. Oh, this team is trash. They're god awful. They're terrible. If we're not winning a Super Bowl, get over it. It
Uh,
takes 3 years to get a team together. Do you know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl? Do y'all realize how tough that is? And to do it consistently?
very. I mean, even getting there is already hard enough. Brad said Bijan lost a fumble today. Oh. Um, Keep Pounding USA says, do y'all think we could have won if Bryce was the quarterback instead? I mean, you could argue either or, sure, but it's
I think
like,
we would have put up a good fight in this game. And possibly, I don't want to speculate that it could be a win or not.
yeah, because
A lot of things can happen when that ball is kicked off. You know what I mean?
what could a Bryce Young have done about that D line not stopping the run? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
That's a good point.
it's one aspect, of
They
course.
didn't stop the run in the first quarter.
Yeah, or
This is before we had Derek Anderson out. Andy Dalton out there. Why do I keep saying Derek Anderson? This is in 2015.
and
Andy Dalton.
and the O line played. I mean, shoot, and
Yeah,
already more injuries piling up. I mean, I don't know. Like either way, either way, it would have been difficult in general.
I think so too. Yes, we would have to play a near perfect game to win. Um, we would have to employ that same strategy we did against Dallas. But is it possible? Anything's possible in the NFL. You've seen it yourself. Look at all the upsets that have been going on this year. So, is it impossible? No. But highly unlikely? Yes. You would have to control uh, the clock. You would have to control the ball. You would have to not shoot yourselves in the foot. You would have to keep putting up points. You would have to battle against that lack of a run defense, as well as a couple of other elements too. So I mean, it's not easy just to say, oh yeah, Bryce Young would have won us the game. You have to put all of these elements together and look at it as a whole picture.
Yeah. So
I
Jarrett,
understand that's tough for people to do, but
so Jarrett saying, and this is out of love. This is out of love. But he was saying that it's like you keep acting like we're expecting to win this game. With all due respect, you're sunshine pumping a bit after getting absolutely embarrassed. This wasn't a one possession game. We got flat out embarrassed and ran out of our own stadium. No matter the opponent, it's not good nor excusable.
I mean, I never expected to win this game to begin with. I said that from even before we started the season because I knew what Buffalo was capable of, and I knew what their talent level was.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go ahead and say that.
I
I've
def,
said that multiple times on VOD. You can go check it.
it is true. I vouched for Corey on that. That was one of his picks. with Buffalo winning. And I know for me, it was more so there was a little more of a fighting chance with Bryce, but if we had Dalton, I didn't really see it working out. And, ever since the beginning, and that's why I agree with you, Corey, this was not one of the games that I picked us to win originally. I mean, for obvious reasons. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, um, Brad says, what could Bryce do about Icky and Brady being a couple of turnstiles? I mean,
Well, Brady Christensen wasn't a turnstile. He was getting run over by a really good defensive lineman, which is understandable. Now, Icky, on the other hand, he's had his difficulties, and I've even given him a ton of smoke myself. You could check the VODs on that too.
yeah, yeah.
But my whole thing is he wasn't exactly a turnstile. He missed his block that one time, and gave up an interception. But to call him a turnstile in this game is, I think, a little unfair. You know, um, but what can we do once these guys are injured on that offensive line that we have been relying on and opening up the run game? Now that is the right question to ask. You know,
So, so Jarrett
nothing.
was so Jarrett was saying nobody's disputing that you expected us to lose, but losing and getting absolutely embarrassed are not the same.
I
Now,
mean,
oh, go ahead. I'll let you
I,
go first,
I
and then
feel like
I
this
want to
is
go
going to be a
afterwards.
developmental game to begin with, anyway. So, you know, I didn't want to say this on camera, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I think because I don't think we're going to have any NFL scouts or anything like that watching now. Um, I feel like the plan was to not show the Green Bay Packers what we are actually going to do next week, and have a lot of stuff on tape. Once we started losing big, it was like, okay, yeah, let's just let it continue and not put a ton of stuff on tape. Because if the more we put on tape, the more dangerous that's going to get for us trying to game plan around it.
Now,
So
yeah.
I just I don't know. I don't know that that was a smart idea. Like game planning and trying to use a bunch of crazy plays and whatnot. It's not smart. Um, I want us to be well prepared and come in and hit Green Bay in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
When we get everybody healthy again. That was the plan. And then we heard about Brady Christensen. And then it's like, okay, now what?
Now,
Now we gotta sidestep and figure out what we're gonna do.
right. Now, Jarrett, let me ask you this, Jarrett, because I kind of you got me thinking about something. Okay,
Mm.
losing and getting absolutely embarrassed are not the same. Here's the thing. Number one, they yield the same results. No matter how they look, they yield the same results. Period.
It's a loss.
End of story. Two, I'm gonna paint a scenario for you, and I want your honest opinion. Losing a Super Bowl by a field goal versus getting obliterated in the Super Bowl. You mean to tell me you wouldn't be as equally mad? Regardless of how it happens, you wouldn't be equally angry or disappointed. Honestly. Especially considering this is not a team that you normally see in the Super Bowl. Would you feel a different type of way losing by a field goal versus getting obliterated in the Super Bowl? I'm just painting a scenario. I just want your
I can
on
see where his his answer might be yes to that a little bit because you do want to put up an honest effort and represent yourself well, but at the same time, a loss is a loss, bro. You
Because
know?
here's the thing, Marvin Lewis went through the same thing. We're talking
Yeah.
about somebody that coached the Bengals. They got to the playoffs so many times in a row, yet couldn't win a
Mm-hmm.
playoff game. And
Mm-hmm.
at some point, they got tired of that. And it's like, I mean, it's already hard enough getting to the playoffs, and they were able to do that consistently. But at some
Mm-hmm.
point, if you don't get past a certain level, then they let you go. It's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it's like at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. Like
Mm-hmm.
whether pretty, ugly, like come up short,
Yeah.
a loss is a loss. It counts the same on the record books. It
Yep.
it may not count the same stat wise, but it counts the
Mm-hmm.
same record book wise. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Jared says I would be upset for both, but I would have felt good about being competitive and showing we can play with the best. But see, that's the thing, bro. You might
It's
say
still a loss.
you might say that, but the mental capacity of the reality that you just lost the championship. Remember, this is something this team has never won before. They just lost the championship. You honestly are going to think, well, we were competitive and whatnot. At some point, when you have a team that doesn't consistently get to the big dance, it's one thing if you consistently get to the big dance. But we're talking about the Carolina Panthers.
They don't hand out participation trophies, bro. That's not a thing. You
Uh,
know, you're not going to feel great because, oh yeah, I participated. I got some special award. It's like those terrific kids sticker awards. You know, it's like, come on, every
like,
kid is terrific.
I guess
So stupid.
the ultimate point that I'm making, Jarrett, is I don't see honestly, and this is just my thoughts. All love. I don't honestly understand how you could feel that way, considering we've made it to the big dance twice and have come up short.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I just I just find it hard to believe there's no way like you could honestly feel that way if we were to get back there a third time and we lose, but if we get obliterated, it's worse than if we, come up short. Like, especially considering the previous times we got there we couldn't do it. I find that hard to believe. I really find that hard to believe. Because we're talking about the championship. Championship. You only get one try at it. You only get one try at it. Brad says, I don't understand why the Bills changed up their running style and Avero had no answer for it. I mean, shoot.
My
Talk
theory
to
is the
Avero, I guess.
shifts. My theory is the shifts that they were doing. If you look at Rosebud, he is absolutely susceptible to those shifts, and it can take him out of position and take him out of his gap. So
Yeah.
a lot of those big runs that we had at the beginning of the year, that was Rosebloom not being in his gap.
Nah, Jared, don't backpedal. Don't backpedal. Says, to be fair, a Super Bowl game and a regular season game are completely different. I used that example. You said you would be upset for both, but you'd felt good about being competitive. That was in regards to the Super Bowl game example. Don't backpedal. Don't backpedal. Like, a regular season game, it may not be the championship game, but you gotta what do you have to do to get to the playoffs? You gotta win enough of those regular season games to put yourself in position to make the playoffs. Like, it may not. I say again, it may not be the same stat wise, but it is the same record wise. A loss is a loss record wise. It may not always be the same stat wise. I'm just saying.
Right.
Um, Super Trebo says it's a good thing I was doing my 12-mile run, long runs outside and missed most of the game today. I see I didn't miss much. Wait, were you planning on missing the game originally? Be honest. Be honest.
Mm.
Because you can't really say that if you were planning on missing the game in the first place. You can't really say that, Super Trebo.
Calling you out.
Now if you saw the game and regret it, that's one thing. But you can't say that if you were originally planning on missing the game. You can't say that.
Mm. Uh, David Screw says, I don't mind losing, but this loss, the way we lost at home, is unacceptable. Again,
Jared,
get get out of your feelings, bro.
Jared, me personally, bro, I keep it real with you, Jared. I don't like losing, period. That's just me. I don't like losing, period. Like no matter how you shape it up, because
Agreed.
like I keep stressing, it's the same record wise. Whether it's Super Bowl, regular season, the great Herm Edwards said it best: you play to win the game. So therefore, that's the outcome you're expecting every time. Especially if you're going to the games. Nah, I I'd be upset with losing. Period. I mean, it is what it is. You move on to the next. You don't dwell on it because at the end of the
Right.
day, you got to move on to the next week. Yes, there's a lot that you want to take back. I get that. That you wish would have been, done differently in the previous games. Absolutely. We could all talk about that till we're blue in the face. I I don't vouch for losing, period. Doesn't matter what championship, playoff, regular season, period. Like, you play to win. Now, I understand that preseason, the consequences aren't a detriment among others, but you don't go into those type of games with saying, with the mindset of, well, it's preseason, so I'm not going to try. No, no, nobody's going to do that.
Right.
I mean, that's what you get paid for.
Right.
Oh, Super Trebo woke up late and had to get his run in. Ah, gotcha,
Fair.
gotcha. He saw the second half when he got back. I see.
Oh, okay.
All right, Jared, plant that scenario for me. What you got?
Um, two 40-point losses. Tom Brady 7 rings says, yeah, they are. One of them, they're losses. Yeah, I want the 4-3 back as well. David Screw says, yeah, definitely agree. Well, at least we're still in second place in our division. I'll take that. True. Falcons did lose today. Um, I get your point. I do. When you lose that bad, it kills the team's momentum. Uh, a loss is a loss no matter what. I get that, but what about momentum? Fair point. I mean, momentum is just one of many things, elements that go into the game of football. So yes, I do agree that momentum is a thing, but you also have to keep in mind talent levels. Okay, that's what you're missing here. That's what you seem to keep glossing over. These guys are more talented than us, and people just don't want to accept it. No matter what this score looks like today, no matter how bad it looks, people just don't want to accept it for some reason. They
Also,
think, oh, well, any given Sunday, it's like, that's just The NFL doesn't work like that.
Also, any streak, whether a winning streak or a losing streak, can end just like that.
Exactly. The NFL is unpredictable,
Very.
but there are
Um,
a lot of variables that are consistent, which is talent level, strength of schedule, the things that the little things that go into roster building, those are consistent things. You can control that. So when teams show up with more talent than you, that means your GM didn't get the right talent to compete with that.
um, so the scenario, so Jared said, with that mindset, so you're telling me your thoughts for next week on the road against Green Bay aren't any different if we lose today, like 27-24 versus losing 40-9. You said yourself we can't be a threat until we beat the good teams. We can't beat them without being competitive. Need to have chances to win these. Like I said, regardless of how it looks, one outcome is going to be official. You're going to have a winner, a loser, or in certain cases, a tie. It doesn't matter how you look at it, Jared. Fact of the matter is, whether it's an obliteration or up close, it counts the same record wise. I
Yep.
can't I can't stress that enough. It counts the same record wise. Cuz we can brag, oh, even in a game, you can brag so much to somebody, I almost beat you, I almost beat you, I almost had you, almost. Are we gonna continue to ride almost? Or are we gonna continue or are we gonna start riding on wins, like getting the job done?
Right.
Almost is fine for a certain amount of time. Are we gonna keep, embracing almost? What do you mean didn't answer your
Mm,
question? I totally answered your question.
you
Bro,
did answer your question, bro.
like, it won't be any different. A loss is a loss. A loss is a loss. Like, I think that's the point you're missing, Jared. A loss is a loss. It counts the same. Like
Some
whether
people just don't want to accept that and they want
like
to dance around it.
like Jared, we can go on all day about how competitive the game would be and whatnot, but at the end of the day, what what is displayed at that final whistle is what's going to be made official, said and done. Period. You know how I've embraced that. Do you remember the season? Do you remember the season where Christian McCaffrey went 1,000 and 1,000?
Mm,
As impressive as that was, kudos to the young fella. We only
mm,
won 5 games that year.
yep.
Like, is it really that special when the team only won 5 games? I'm sorry, but no. I mean, however it looks, I mean, it's all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, yeah, my feelings would have been the same. Cause like I said, you got to be able to win those games. And the thing is, whether it's an obliteration or we come up short, if you don't win, you don't win. You can't really be considered that much of a threat because
Right.
wins are what puts you in positions to compete in the playoffs. Not
Right.
coming up short, not losing by such and such.
I'm glad you brought up the Green Bay game because here's the thing. If you come out of a down game and you're bound to have a down game, this is to answer David Screws too, is momentum. You're bound to have a bad game at some point. It's going to happen. even when we were going undefeated, we still lost to the Falcons, you know, and it cost us a perfect season. So you're going to have a down game at some point. How do you bounce back? And this is the question I'm raising because we are about to face the Green Bay Packers. We have to come out swinging. Like, we have to show the league that we are legitimate still. You know, we are not,
Mm-hmm.
we just barely got our legitimacy back. And now you have to show the league, okay, we can still throw some haymakers, you know, at some teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Green Bay has to be first. So we won't be able to do that with an injured offensive line. Andy Dalton, who is playing like trash, and beating ourselves by doing stupid things like turning the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
So if we come out like that against Green Bay, we're already cooked. That's what I'm worried about because when we had Bryce Young, we had stability.
Mm-hmm.
We had an offense we could count on. We had the offensive line was healthy. You know, we were able to run the ball. We were able to do all of these things that we wanted to do. Now that we don't have these things, now what? We still have to come out and punch Green Bay in the mouth, which is
Um,
exactly why I'm watching this game right now to learn more about Green Bay.
Brad says the 49ers run their offense through CMC just like we did. Um, I can't 100% agree with that. And
Yeah,
I don't know
he didn't
about
get a
that.
touchdown tonight.
Because even dating back to when he had his first full season and with the Niners in 2023, let's not
Mm-hmm.
forget Brock Purdy still put up over 4,000 yards passing and had two 1,000-yard receivers in Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. Mm,
Correct.
and Debo Samuel almost had 1,000 yards.
They
I
have a
wouldn't
lot of weaponry.
I,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it was solely through CMC like we did, because remember we ran CMC like 90% of our offense. The Niners,
yep,
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with
yep.
that.
Agreed, Blitz.
Uh,
Um,
Jared says that's totally fair. We definitely have bad games, and for what it's worth, if we go into Green Bay and have a bounce back, proving this was just a bad game, I'll come to your stream and say I was wrong. And again, all love here, homies, bros for life. And and
yeah,
and like I said, I get the frustration.
yep,
It's just like at the end of the day, it's a reminder that especially in scenarios where it still counts the same, and it could be the determining factor of whether we, secure a playoff spot or not. Many different scenarios can really stem from that. Just like I said.
correct.
Um, let's see. Brad says they still lean on him a bunch. I mean, you definitely want to ride your top players. I'm just
Yeah, of
I'm I'm
course.
just saying I can't agree with the fact that they have used him and abused him, considering look at what we've done with him and look at what the Niners have done with him. It's a night and day difference.
Yeah,
It's a night and day difference. You know how
and
I
I'm not saying that we're gonna bounce back against Green Bay, but you never know. If Bryce comes back, you know, we get this offensive line straightened out. I'd say we have a solid shot.
yeah.
Pittsburgh's defense is figuring them out.
I
If
will.
Pittsburgh's defense is figuring them out, we can figure them out.
I will say this though. I will say this. This season, he could be on par for another 1,000. I will give you that, Brad. I will give you that.
Hmm.
This year he could be on par for another 1,000. I will give you that.
Hmm.
But but
Yeah, he hurt me in my bet tonight.
but realistically, we didn't take as good care of him as we really should have.
True. Yeah, it's like we misused these players in the past, and we're like, oh yeah, well these guys are made of glass now, so let's trade them and get rid of them. They're not useful anymore. It's like, and then they go and win a Pro Bowl.
And the sad thing about it, he was fine. Like they did right by him
Yeah,
his first 3 years, but then after those first 3 years, they just ran him into the ground.
yeah, and that's what I was concerned about.
But yeah, those first 3 years, it was fine. It was dandy. But yeah, just oof.
You take those turnovers away, the game could have been much closer. David says, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
hard
mean,
hard to
you
win
look at the
games off
first half
turnovers.
alone,
Hmm.
we gave up 10 points off of turnovers of our own doing. That means uh, they only got 9 points legitimately in that first half.
Yeah, hard to win
That's doable.
hard to win games off of turnovers.
Yeah. But I mean, you have a game manager quarterback in Andy Dalton. Let's call it what it is. He thinks he's a gunslinger back there. He doesn't run like the RPO. He plays like a gunslinger. And you can't play like a gunslinger in an RPO offense. It doesn't work. I've been trying to say that, and the dude will stand there like a statue and take 7 sacks when he should be getting rid of the ball. You can't
Yeah.
stand there for 15 minutes and expect, oh, ho, ho, I'm going to make a sandwich and check my mail and expect not to get sacked at some point if you don't find somebody open.
Hmm.
You got to get rid of the ball. At some point, that internal has to ring and you have to get rid of the ball.
Hmm.
And Andy doesn't have that internal clock anymore. He might have in Cincinnati, but he doesn't now.
Brad says we don't have no quality backup offensive lineman behind Brady Christensen and Josh
And
Needham.
that's the major concern right now. That's the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We have to address that. Yash has played a couple of solid games, but a couple of solid games does not equate to the rest of the season.
Right. Jarrett says, don't get me wrong. If someone told us at the start of the season we'd be 4-4 while being 3-1 at home, we'd all have taken it. Fair.
Yep, true, true. I didn't understand why we didn't give Hooker a shot. Good point. That's what I was calling for during the end of the third quarter. I wanted Hooker in
Also,
because I was so disgusted by Andy Dalton.
yeah. Also, how do you feel about them keeping Hunter Renfro out? Coach's decision.
Um, I mean, if you like Coker better than Hunter Renfro in those situations, and you think that Coker is the better fit, fine. I'm not objecting to it.
Gotcha.
You know, it's knowing that you have that depth, in your 53, and you know, it's there.
Hmm.
Should you need it, if there's an injury or something, it's availability. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm definitely not knocking it.
But I mean, man, it's gonna really be interesting how they look to bounce back. Because I mean, when you look at offensive line alone, I mean, no Robert Hunt, no Brady
Mm,
Christensen.
mm-hmm.
Remember Chandler Zavala's on IR. Um, shoot, Cade Mays right now is questionable. Taylor
Mm-hmm.
Moton's questionable. So honestly, they might want to maybe consider looking at free agency, see what type of lineman we could possibly pick up. May have to take a look at that.
I mean, you can only shift around Austin Corbett so much. This is a beat up offensive line.
Yeah.
We have Josh Neiman and we have Jake Curhan. Who is Jake Curhan?
Um, not a
Six
familiar
six, three
name.
sixteen. He's an offensive tackle in California, fifth season. Did we just pick him up, or did we get him off the practice squad? What happened with this dude?
What's his name?
Jake Curhan,
Jake Curran.
Curhan.
Okay. Brad says, I hated seeing Corbett at center. He had another few questionable snaps today. Yeah, there were.
Yeah,
There were
I don't
definitely a
like it
few.
either. Well, we're gonna have to tough that out for a little bit until Cade Mays comes back. Cade Mays
Um,
should be our starting center. The coaches agree. We agree. We're all on the same page on that.
so he came from the Bears. He was with the Bears last year, and before that, 3 seasons with the Seahawks. 5 years in the league. This Jake
Mm,
Curhan. Um,
okay, interesting.
Brad says we also have Guy Walton. Guy Walton as well. Um,
He was not listed on the ESPN depth chart, but
oh, Brandon Walton.
Brandon Walton, yeah, I did see him on the Panthers website
Yeah.
uh, depth chart, but I don't see him on the ESPN one.
So when it comes to available O line, I mean, what are we thinking? Tackle or guard? Mainly, mainly,
uh, that's a tough one.
because as far,
Josh Neiman is mainly a tackle, right?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right now there's Brandon Sheriff, who's supposedly available, at guard, 10-year veteran. Um, Shaq Mason, or excuse me, Jedrick Willis or Wills.
Let me
Um,
see what we got. Um, send me that link of the listing, and I'll take a look.
okay, because I'm thinking even if it's just one person that they can pick up, it's something they might wanna consider. All right, I just sent it to you.
Perfect. Let's see.
But I don't know if any of these folks
Okay.
catch your attention, but
Um, Currently not yet. Uh, Kelvin Beacham. Let's see. Greg Van Rotten. Greg Van Rotten was on our listing. Bradley Bozeman. Bradley Bozeman. Go get him back.
is he available?
Currently with the Chargers. Okay, so this listing is there's people that have already been signed.
There's a tab that should say available.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Guards definitely more important for internet internal runs, but I would say tackles for passing and exterior plays. Not a
Jack Driscoll.
That's understandable.
Jack Driscoll
Jack
catches
Driscoll.
my attention. Mm-hmm. He's a guard.
Okay.
Used to be with the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brad says Dan needs to get on the phone and find some O line depth, and Bozeman was benched last I heard.
Ooh. Um, John Feliciano used to
Okay.
be with the Niners. He's a guard.
Oh, okay.
There's a
Yes.
lot of people that are very high on Brandon Sheriff.
Yeah.
Um, he was with the Jaguars, but he put Trevor Lawrence at risk. He was one of the ones that did that. So
He is also a five-time Pro Bowler. So I mean,
hmm
I don't know what more he really has left. I mean, he's 33. He turns 34 this coming December. So I
ooh, Nick
mean,
Gates.
the only thing I could see it as being a rental.
Nick
Uh,
Gates from the Eagles as well.
Nick Gates. Okay.
That's part of that Eagles offensive line that was really, really stout. Uh, with Jalen Hurts.
He won a Super Bowl with him.
Mm-hmm.
Came in undrafted. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the people that were with the Eagles there. Um, After recently, I'll tell you who I don't want now. Just looking at the teams that these guys came from, I don't want anybody from the Browns. I don't want anybody from the Texans. I don't want anybody from the Giants that was protecting Daniel Jones. Bump that.
Giants.
Cincinnati's offensive line was god awful. Chicago's offensive line was god awful. So if Chicago is dropping people, don't pick them up. Arizona, borderline.
Carter O'Donnell. Not familiar with that name.
Denver, borderline. Anybody from the Colts formerly? No, because that Colts offensive line before they started readjusting it was awful.
There's
It was so god awful.
There's Shaq Mason, who's a two-time Super Bowl champ. Uh, was with the Texans. Also spent some time with the Bucks and the Patriots for a number of seasons.
Okay. Um, was he protecting Tom Brady at one point? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, because
Hmm.
he was with the Patriots from 2015 to 2021.
Hmm. Anyone that was protecting Tom Brady, I'm interested in.
And the thing is, he's played 151 games. He started 146 of them.
Yeah, that was a clean pocket that Tom had in Tampa. Definitely clean
So,
pocket. They just were not doing anything
and Shaq
that
is
year in 2020.
and Shaq is only he's 32. He just had his birthday for the year. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe they can consider him. Maybe see, negotiate, try to see what kind of deal they could get for him. Cause like, we're definitely gonna need a starter level talent
Agreed.
back in that O line.
Yeah, and I'll add Miami to that list because Tua's offensive line was awful last year. So no, that caused
Uh,
Tua to get a concussion.
LaRaven Clark. Let me see who this is.
Yeah, I'm
LaRaven
interested in Eagles players.
LaRaven
I'm
Clark.
mildly interested in anybody from the Chargers
So LaRaven Clark,
in Detroit.
won a Super Bowl. But he's played 64 games, but has started only 18 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing. with that. And he got the Super Bowl with the Eagles his second stint,
Hmm.
but he didn't really do much. He was actually on injured reserve that year, uh, so probably not so much him.
Okay. Fair.
Jack Driscoll, I'll give you. I think Jack Driscoll
Yeah.
is definitely a name.
That name pick stood out to me like a sore thumb. That is Sam Mustipher from the Chargers.
Sam
The
Mustafa.
only reason that Sam Mustipher is there is because Bozeman is a Charger.
I see.
He's the reason he got cut. They were looking for an
Sam
upgrade.
Mustafa.
Now, does Sam have any of the skills that he had before he got cut? Still,
So he's practice squad, played 64 games, but has started 43 games.
that's what I was thinking. Yep, he was the backup to whoever was there before Bozeman. So that's what we're dealing with. Um,
There's Cody Whitehair, who was a Pro Bowler in 2018, started 121 out of 136 games.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Like, finding the right type of replacements.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
2.6 cap hit last time he was there.
yeah, that may be something we may have to.
Oh, he's got playing time and incentives too.
I
Mm,
see. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they figure this out. Cause
right.
yeah,
So we've got Pittsburgh up 9-7 right now.
all right, Jared. Thanks for coming through. Get you some good rest. Appreciate you. And yeah, we will see you soon. Come back and see us anytime.
Yeah, man.
We'll be in
Appreciate
touch.
having you here, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate the debate.
we will be in touch. Uh, but
Andy just isn't the guy we need for backup. Facts,
yeah,
David. Apologize for being stubborn. I just want wins. Yeah, I mean we all do.
no, we
You
all
know,
do. Like I get it. We totally get it.
there's a difference between complaining about and wanting wins and being realistic with your schedule. And recognizing we just don't have the talent level to match a certain team.
Yeah.
That's why we do predictions.
Not only that, I don't think it was on anybody's bingo card that Andy Dalton would be 1-6 as a starter for Carolina,
Before today,
or just like from the start, like the times where he had to fill in.
yeah, when we first got him, I would agree. But after we watched him, unsuccessfully play 4 or 5 games now, as a Panthers backup quarterback, yeah, I had it on my bingo card this year. If Bryce Young goes down, yeah, Andy is just not it.
Jared says, "All love, Corey. Let's grab food one night soon."
Sure, sure. You name the night. Make it during the middle of the week, preferably.
Um, I do think the idea of giving Hooker a shot might be something to consider.
I would agree with that. I mean, once we saw enough of Andy Dalton, in this game, it became plainly obvious we needed to put Hooker in.
Yeah.
Um,
But at the end of the day, we got to really hope that Bryce can come back as soon as possible and really get back into this offense because
right.
we're gonna need him. We're definitely gonna need him.
I'm not a huge fan of putting in third string quarterbacks in blowouts like that, but when second stringers do need the reps. But in this case, Hooker does need the reps. He came straight off practice squad. And, we need him to be understanding of what this system is that we're trying to run under Bryce, you know.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like, we don't want to give away too many trade secrets to the Packers, So
And Brad makes a good point. We do have Mike White as well. I guess that's another option. I mean,
it's not as simple as just let's put Hooker in. You know what I mean?
hmm
Just because Andy is trash. There's more to it. There's some strategy involved too, because you don't want to show too much on tape for the Packers. Um, currently Pittsburgh's figured out this Packers offense. They're not doing too much right now. They're trying to move down the field right now, but they're having a real tough time doing it. Steelers making them earn every yard. So I mean, if we
hmm
could play like that, we could play tough as nails defense,
yeah,
against Jordan Love and handle that game like we did against Dallas. There's a shot with Bryce Young back.
yeah,
But we got to figure out this offensive line. See, that's the problem.
yeah. That's gonna be really the big step, the next big step that really needs to be addressed ASAP is patching this O line.
Man. But if we somehow manage to do both of those and get that straightened out, do I think there's a shot? Yes. Because it's just right back to business as usual, and handling the game plan just like we did against Dallas.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's just yeah. I mean, this is a setback, but one, if they can put this together correctly, they can recover from this setback. But they gotta hone in on it, and you know it's got
Agreed. Too many injuries on the O line. Yep, facts.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Uh, I I was looking at this offensive line throughout the year, and I said, if Brady Christensen goes down, we are cooked. You know,
Yeah,
because everything we have put together and tried to do is going to go out the window if we don't get something going with that offensive line.
and
Because Bryce will not be able to run his offense properly when he comes back.
Brad says, can Avero bounce back next week? He better. He
I would
better.
hope so.
That's all I can say about that. He better. And ladies and gentlemen, the Indianapolis Colts are 7-1.
That's crazy to me.
Ooh-wee. And Daniel Jones, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Daniel Jones is in the MVP race. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. If he's
He
not
has found his home.
if he's not in that race, I guarantee you he's in comeback player of the year race. If not MVP, comeback player of the year, I think
Yep.
he's definitely possibly a lock for.
Yeah.
21 of 29, 272, 3 touchdowns. Like this dude is playing out of his mind. 2,062 yards, 13 touchdowns, only 3 picks.
It's impressive, man, for sure.
Like, and see, he hasn't even hit his max yardage yet. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and they're 7-1. Like, it was like he went from the Giants to the Colts and was just like, hey, this is home. This is ooh, weapon over here, weapon over there, weapon over here, weapon over there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like ooh, look at all these weapons. Ooh, touchdown for you, a touchdown for you, a touchdown for you. Like Jonathan Taylor is like, hey, nice to meet you. Ooh, very honored to meet you. Michael Pittman's like, hey, you can throw to me any day. Josh Downs is like, I know we played at different colleges. It sucks that you played at Duke, but you know what? We're friends now because we are cooking together.
Yep.
Like, yo, the Indianapolis Colt, Anthony Richardson, who? What? Shoo,
Right.
shoo.
I knew the AR experiment was not going to work. I knew it from the combine before he was even drafted.
Don't. Let me see how. Let me see. How much did they sign? Daniel Jones. I gotta see what his contract looks like. What's this dude's contract
Uh,
look like?
oh, I bet it's nice.
Hold up. 1 year, 14 million. That's it.
Are you serious? No, no, no.
Yo. 1 year, $14 million contract. Wow.
You're
That.
pulling my leg. What?
Yeah.
There's no
I
way.
kid you not. I'm looking at on.
There's no freaking way. $14.4 million.
I kid you not. Wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
Oh, this dude's getting an extension.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's gonna get paid. Oh, my goodness.
And see
Just found his system, man.
the contract he had before with the Giants was 4 years, 160 million. But
Mm-hmm.
they let him go. Because they gave him that rookie extension and they let him go, and Indy got him for only 14 mil 1 year. Oh, that's a steal.
Mm. Oh, don't look now, but Pittsburgh's in the red zone.
Now, don't get me wrong. They're gonna extend him. I can tell you that right now. They're going to extend him. But dang, I figured he didn't have a high contract, but dang,
Mm-hmm.
wow. I'm dumbfounded.
Steelers on the 2 yard line. And touchdown Pittsburgh. Wow. DK
It,
Metcalf.
nice. And see, the Colts, they got a decent lead in the AFC South, and they are protecting home field, 5-0 at home. Goodness gracious. Shoot, Peyton Manning,
Hmm.
what? Peyton Manning, who? Okay, maybe I wouldn't go that far, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
But wow. And New England, I think they got their quarterback in Drake May. I
Yeah, I
mean,
was just looking at them. They got on a 5 game winning streak, but again, like who were these teams that they beat? Yes, you beat us legitimately. We were not that good at the time to
yeah,
start that winning streak. You beat the Bills. Okay, legitimate win. You beat the Saints 25-19. All right, cool. That's a win. You beat the Titans 31-13. Trash team. You win.
man,
You beat the Browns 32-13. That's a win. That's a trash team though.
man,
The last three are trash teams.
the Indianapolis Colts at the top of the AFC was not on my bingo card.
I'm gonna say it again. If the Bills play the Pats again, it will not end well.
And also, shout out
Pretty
to the
reasonable.
Broncos. They beat up on the Cowboys. They're 6-2.
Y'all Patriots fans think you're all high and mighty right now. Wait till the Bills figure it out, man. And the Bills face you guys again. I'm telling you, December 14th, watch out.
Now, see,
That's not going to go well.
it's gonna pick up some for them because they still gotta, let's see, they gotta play the Bucks, they gotta play the Bills. I mean,
That's not going to go the way you think it will, Pats fans.
they don't have a crazy difficult schedule. So
That's the point I'm trying to make.
yeah, they don't have a crazy difficult schedule.
Buffalo's got more talent. They're more depth filled. They're more of a dangerous team, and they just proved it today. They literally just sent a message to New England saying, "We're coming back for that title again, and there's not anything you can do to stop us. We will have it again." You know,
Yeah,
New England's over there. Oh, we just got a couple, like three soft wins going. Oh yeah, we're really good. We're really good. Bills 40 to freaking 9, against us. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. you know, Patriots going, wait a minute. This is a legitimate team you just kicked the snot out of.
right.
We need to be on guard. If they aren't on guard when they play you guys, I don't know what to tell you, Pats fans, because it won't go the way you think it will.
Right. But yeah, dude, just whew, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But man, like
Chargers beat the Vikings 37-10. Jets beat the Bengals 39-38.
yeah, and you know what? This this was a pretty uh big deal for them to win, especially after unfortunately the passing of Nick Mangold.
Mm-hmm.
May he rest in peace. So
Man.
it was good
Mm.
for them to win that game. Just something positive
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
on. But
They did it.
yeah, which man, gone too soon. Like
Way too soon, man.
yeah,
You,
but
you only get one life, man. You got to live it.
yeah, no kidding. But there are no more winless teams left. So
And the way that the Jets got this, look at this 23 unanswered points in the fourth quarter
yeah,
by the Jets. If I'm Joe Flacco and I just put up, 20, 24, 32 points, I'm going, this game's pretty much locked up.
yeah,
Wrong again. Because your defense is atrocious, Cincinnati.
yeah.
Atrocious. And they just proved it again.
Mm,
So you really need to go into the draft to fix that at the end of the year. Um, so if I'm Joe Flacco and I put up that many points, I am losing my mind. Saying, why have we not fixed this defense? Y'all hired me to do a job and get through this season. You got to give me a defense to work with. This is trash. You know,
hmm.
are you making a trade? What are you doing? Signing people? What's going to happen before trade deadline?
Yeah,
Cincinnati, because something's got to happen with that defense because this cannot continue.
right. Yeah, they
You're
got.
dealing with a defense that has given up consistently over 30 points in the last two games
Yep.
against the Jets and the Steelers. 27 against the Packers, 20, 37 against the Lions, 28 against the Broncos, 48 against the Vikings, 30. 27 against the Jags. And that's really when that decline started was against the Jags
Hmm.
defensively. So now you have lost the last um, five, six out of your last seven.
Yeah,
Oof.
but
Wait. Yeah. Five out of your last six. My bad.
hmm
That's horrendous.
so let's
Bears
see.
lose to the Ravens 30-16. Kind of a surprise there.
Yeah,
Bears, what happened? What went on there? That's weird. Um, Houston beat San Francisco 26-15. Upset pick of the week. If anybody picked Houston,
David says, win or lose, I'm still a fan. Always be a fan and love this team. I know we have talent, but we need more depth and other pieces to be a true contender. I'll be here when it happens, though. We'll be here
correct.
too with you.
Mm-hmm.
We will be here
Mm-hmm.
too. Yes.
I think it'll be a year or two before we really make a full run.
Yeah. Of course, the sooner the better, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I know the impatient people are like, "Oh, let's make a run with it now. Let's make a run now." We don't have the pieces, y'all. Like, we're lucky if we can even get the 3-game winning streak we got this year, and that's with everybody healthy. We still have work to do.
Loud Pack Luck. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome to the stream. He says, keep pounding. Yes, keep pounding.
Missed field goal by Green Bay at halftime.
Keep
Oof.
pounding. USA says, did y'all see Cam Skatebu's ankle injury? Yes,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm. Oh
yeah. Oh, he
man.
missed it. But yeah,
Yeah, he missed the field goal.
it was pretty nasty looking. Yeah, like yeah, and they are registering it as a dislocated ankle, and he's out for the season. Oof,
Oof.
oof, oof. Yeah,
Mm.
ankles are not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm. Miami beats Atlanta 34-10. Big one right there. Big upset pick right there from Miami.
Loud Pack
And
Lux,
helps us out.
Loud Pack Lux says maybe we can put up a fight next week in Green Bay when Bryce comes back. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm
That's what
hoping
we're
for.
all hoping for, man.
Yeah. I think Bryce should be good to go, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this week goes, but I think he should be
Mm-hmm.
back. But yeah, we'll have to
Mm-hmm.
see how this week goes.
Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. Big win for the Eagles. Making a statement right there that they want that division. Tampa Bay beats New Orleans 23-3. Was Tampa even trying? Let's be honest. Was Tampa even trying? It's the Saints, man. The Saints are so god awful. They're down there with the Titans right now, who also got destroyed by the Colts 38-14. So there you go. Dallas somehow gets absolutely destroyed by Denver 44-24. I'll tell you how. Because of Denver's defense.
Yeah.
Bo Nix was throwing absolute darts, playing his butt off, playing like he wanted it, and earned it. So I think when you really look at it in perspective, Denver is for real.
Yeah. They are.
They just proved it.
Also, whew, Miles Garrett. When you can get 5 sacks by yourself and
Bro.
still lose the game, Miles, bro, It's time for you to leave Cleveland, dude.
Right.
It's time for you to leave Cleveland. Come on.
Absolutely. You're being underutilized there.
Yeah. Like, it's
And when he finds his home, this dude is going to pop off.
yeah.
When
Oh
he
yeah.
gets his counterpart, wherever that might be, I would not want to be the quarterback that he comes after and gets his 4 sacks against.
Right.
Uh, we still have yet to come Washington and KC tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, that's right. The double header, right? Or no? Or is it? Is it a
Nope.
double header?
Nope.
Oh, just one game. I see.
Yep.
Loud Pack Luck says I feel bad for Miles Garrett. Me too.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, whoo. That's.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, five
I mean,
sacks.
he's getting paid right now, so when he goes to another team, it's not going to be about money. It's going to be about production.
Yeah.
He's going to want to go to a contender, which we might be a contender.
Mhm.
We may or may not be. Would you want Miles Garrett if we could get him for an affordable price?
Um. Keep pounding USA says by the time Garrett goes to another team, he's gonna be out of his prime. You sure about that?
You sure about that?
We're
After the numbers that Bush just read you?
we're talking about a dude that ever since 2018 has gotten 10 sacks a season, at least 10 sacks a season.
Oh boy.
No, he's not going to be out of his prime anytime soon. I can tell you that. I
Yeah,
can tell you that right now. He's not going to be out of his prime anytime soon. When you can get since 2018 at least
certainly
10
not.
or more sacks a season, yeah, he's not out of his prime. I can tell you that
No.
right now. It's
He's
going to
just
be
getting warmed up.
it's going to be a while. And he's only 29. It's going to be a long while before he's out of his prime. I can assure you that.
Mm.
I can assure you that. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
Miles Garrett will be a nightmare on the Broncos. Oh boy.
yeah, yeah. Like, he's not going to be out of his prime anytime soon. I can tell you that. He could be on the crappiest team. He's getting you at least 10 sacks a season. I can tell you that right now. I mean, the dude went from 7 his rookie year to 13 and a half and has gotten double digit sacks every season since. So,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Shoot. Do you know what I would do to get a Miles Garrett on the Carolina Panthers? Shoot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I bet you at age he could be 35 years old, probably still give you at least 8 sacks.
Bro, you put him on the other side of Princely. Princely's gonna get better too.
Shoot. That
Could be the next Greg Hardy and Mike Rucker
shoot. Let
combo again.
let let Miles Garrett become available and he wants to play for Carolina. Shoot.
I'm in.
You'd be a
For
fool
a
to
fair
pass.
price, I'm
You
in.
you'd be a fool to pass that up.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
It has to be a fair price though.
Yeah, that too.
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna overpay him.
but that would make any team's D line like instantly better. Like I know he's just one
Yep.
player, but I mean, here it is week 8 and he got 5 sacks in one game. Shoot.
Dude is a menace.
Like shoot. Just imagine if he went to a great team. Shoot.
Mm. A great team that's willing to pay that much money for him too.
You know what? Let me
And lock him into a 3-year contract.
me see how much this dude is making. I'm curious. 4 years, $160 million, and he's earning
Oh,
every penny of that.
oh my God.
Not to mention, uh, as a matter of fact, this is his second career extension because he had the rookie season, the rookie years, then he had the rookie extension, and then he had the
Oh
current
my
extension. This dude,
God.
this dude signed all the way up to 2030. I will say this: he might be.
2031.
I'll say this: he might be on a crappy team, but that dude is getting paid.
Oh my God.
Shoot,
That is insane.
that dude is getting paid.
Oof.
But he is producing. You can't say he's not producing.
That's a lot of money per
Shoot,
year.
yeah.
We can't afford that.
And you know what's crazy? At least 124 million of that is guaranteed,
Mm,
and has an average annual salary of 40 million. 40,
God.
40 million a year.
Yeah, we can't afford that. Bump it.
Whew. Would be nice, but shoot.
Mm.
Like wondering if he's out of his prime. I think the real question is what team would break the bank for him? Shoot. Who will be the top bidder for Miles Garrett? We will start the bidding at 160 million. Who has 160 million? Is that 161? Oh, 165? Do I hear 170 million? $200 million. Do I hear 205 million? Like I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Loud Pack Luck says New Orleans. I'm gonna tell you right now, if the Saints get them, we're screwed.
Oh my God. No way the Saints can afford that, dude. They barely make the freaking black every year.
Yeah,
No way. If they somehow, bro, if they somehow break the bank and get this dude, I'm calling BS. Because there's just no way.
yeah,
We need to talk to whoever is in charge of money in New Orleans and hire this dude immediately.
yeah.
Because that dude is a freaking straight magician. How the heck are you able to afford that and still pay the rest of your players?
But yeah, that is true. They are in cap hell. That is true.
Yeah. They've been in cap hell every year. They can't afford to pay their own players every year. I don't know how they somehow managed to get into 20 million in the black every single year. It is just it's fascinating to me. I mean, I don't understand how half of that stuff works, but it just fascinates me how the heck that's even possible when they start out in the red going into the offseason.
And see, looking at currently, they are still $93 million in dead cap, which is the second highest in the league.
How the heck are they doing this? I want your money management. This dude is like a legend.
So
That is freaking crazy to me.
so now I wonder who's number one in dead cap.
Right.
Because Carolina, the crazy thing is cap space wise, Carolina is 10th.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So who
And
the
we're going to carry that over into next year.
so who the heck is first? And you know what? This is gonna bug the mess out of me. This is gonna bug the mess out of me. Who is number one in dead cap.
Hmm.
Even if I gotta go through each of these, I will, because I am very curious. Um,
Yeah, David Screw says agreed. 100%.
wow, the Seahawks are third in dead cap.
About keeping him out of our division. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Seattle spent a bunch of money on their players. And
So I found it out. It's the Niners. They have 101 million in dead cap.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. Um, Loud Pack Luck says we got a lot of promising rookies we might have to pay in a couple of years. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's crazy? The Niners have the highest dead cap, but apparently have are the fourth in cap space. How the heck is that possible?
I'm not sure.
Like,
They moved a lot of players in the last couple of years.
wow. And you know what the biggest chunk of that dead cap? Brock Purdy.
Mm. Yep.
Yep, because that's oof, oof.
Yep.
Well, dang. but
Dang.
but I mean, well, you know, it is what it is. But
Yep.
um, ah, but yeah. But we'll have to see what they do. Um, what Carolina does, bounce back, and just gotta prep for Green Bay. It's-
We cannot lose our identity.
right. Just gotta prep for Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm watching Green Bay right now to kind of learn more about them.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, Keep Pounding USA says, who would you rather have right now, Baker or Indiana Jones? Baker. Indiana Jones is,
Baker.
is a lot older.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen Harrison Ford lately?
Yeah.
They just
Although,
put out a new Indiana Jones movie like last year, didn't
yeah. Now, are we talking Raiders of the Lost Ark Indy? Because if that, then you know what? You might have an argument.
they? That's a good one.
I mean, yeah. Even though
Oh.
Temple of Doom was my favorite, I mean, you can't sleep on Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Facts. Facts. That's the one that's always being put on TV all the time anyway. It's the most popular one.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a major Pittsburgh injury here.
Oh man. Oh, and by the way, like with the Brady Christensen Achilles rupture,
Mhm.
Mr. Tepper, that's another one. Mr. Turf Man. Now
We
you
keep
now
trying to tell you.
now are you gonna change it? Like
No,
which Mr. Turf Man, Mr. Tepper. What now?
he won't do it.
Keep Pounding USA says, and I'm still confused on how we're not giving Rico more touches. It boggles my mind. Talk to Dave Canales. That's all I can say. Loud Pack Luck says, I've never watched Indiana Jones. What?
Hmm?
Really? Wow.
You're missing out on some really great movies, my friend.
I
Go
would
check them out.
I would at least say starting off, check out the original trilogy, Raiders of the
Agreed.
Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade. The new
Mm-hmm.
the newer ones, I mean, there's a lot of mixed opinions on the newer movies. Um,
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I tolerated. I tolerated. Dial of Destiny, if anything, the original trilogy, the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Even
I,
though
I
even though I
I feel
know,
like after that original trilogy, they were just trying to milk it and get more money.
yeah, which I mean I know Spielberg did do Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is why I said I
Yeah.
do tolerate it, but
Mm-hmm.
overall the original trilogy. And if you want to watch them in order, it's Raiders, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, in that order.
Yep.
Keep Pounding USS says me either really. I've seen a few scenes in here and there, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing. Oh man, y'all
You
y'all
really should, man.
y'all gotta get some movie nights going. Do you know that Temple of Doom came out just a couple of days before I was born? Yep, May 23rd, 1984 was when it was released, and my birthday's the 31st. So yeah, came out a couple of days before I was born.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've talked to a few people that have never seen any of the Star Wars franchise or the Hunger Games franchise either.
Now when it comes to now the Hunger Games is incredible. Loved every movie.
Absolutely incredible.
Um, Loved every movie. Although the first movie was my favorite. First
Yep.
movie was my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, if you want a little bit more of a darker take, kind of like the Hunger Games, then I would suggest Battle Royale, um, which they
Mm-hmm.
just hit their I think 30th, 20th or 30th anniversary. I think a few months ago they did a special showing of that in the
Mm-hmm.
theaters. Star Wars, when it comes down to it, I mean, the original trilogy, I don't think can be beat.
Yeah,
Um,
I was obsessed with the prequels myself, but the original trilogy is the best.
so,
And
oh yeah,
um, 7, 8, and 9 should not exist at all, especially 8.
so I'll say this. The original trilogy, Episode 4 was my favorite. That was the one that I saw the most. But of course, Empire and Return of the Jedi. I mean, epic,
Yeah, yeah,
epic.
yeah, definitely.
Um, the prequels, uh, Phantom Menace was my favorite of the prequels. Um,
Mine too.
was not a fan of Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, that was kind
And
of weak.
Revenge of the Sith, I mean, the whole build up to the turn,
Yeah,
definitely, I saw that in the theater, so
yeah.
it was cool. And then the later trilogy, uh,
They changed directors right in the middle of it, and then went back to the original director of 7 for
yeah,
9.
Force Awakens.
So that original director had to spend half of 9 correcting the mistakes of 8.
Yeah. Now
And 8 was a complete disaster.
Force Awakens, I was cool with, just, hey, we get to see Chewie and Han and all that. I mean, I was
Yeah,
cool. I was cool with it. The Last Jedi was trash, especially the whole
absolute garbage.
the whole build up to Luke and then him having the fight was just straight gutter
Bro, the
trash.
moment I knew it was garbage, and I actually paid money to see this when it first came out, the second I saw Luke toss his lightsaber across his shoulder off the cliff, I was just like, "What the heck did I just pay for?"
Yeah, and
That's how
then
I knew the whole movie was going to go sideways.
and then the Rise of
And I was
Sky
like, "Good God!"
and then Rise of Skywalker was just like, it's like, I guess, but
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 was my favorite.
I heard
Um,
Lucas is working with him again on the new series.
Now when it comes to like side projects, I will highly vouch for the Mandalorian. Love the
Yep.
Mandalorian. I
Clone
will
Wars.
I will vouch highly for Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
I even myself see. I even still need to sit down and go through the Clone Wars. So that says a lot about
Clone Wars
me.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
It
So
fills in so many gaps.
um, I still need to watch Ahsoka. I still need to watch
Ahsoka was good.
Acolyte.
Acolyte was decent. There was a lot of potential there to do a lot more, but they really screwed that up.
Yeah. And honestly, shout out to Tamora Morrison still maintaining Boba Fett and just did not miss a beat. Did
Right.
not
That was
miss a beat.
fantastic.
Like, even in his late 60s, the dude can still do Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Um,
Should I say this thing I want to say because like there was a certain character that they put in live action that just absolutely killed it.
who was that?
Should I say it because I don't know how many people have actually watched it.
You might as well. I mean, I've
I
already.
don't want to spoil it for people.
Well, I'll leave that up to you. Um,
Cad Bane.
ah, ah,
Cad Bane was fantastic
yeah.
in live action. I don't know who you got to pay to play him, but good God, that's forever Cad Bane for me from
Ah.
this point forward.
Keep Pounding says a few scenes of the Hunger Games was shot here in North Carolina. That is true.
That is correct. I've actually been in the woods where they uh, shot it.
Yeah. And of course, shout out to actors like Woody Harrelson, Lenny Kravitz, who's a musician,
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorites. Jennifer
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence, of course. Um, uh, Loud Pack Luck says he he liked the Star Wars prequels. Um, Keep Pounding USA says Star Wars or Star Trek.
Star
Uh,
Wars not even a contest.
so for me, definitely Star Wars, but I will say when it comes to Star Trek, got to go with the Next Generation. That's like my go-to.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's everybody's go-to, I think.
yeah. Um, let's see. Star Trek Generations, the movie. Love that movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. He also says, "Have you played any of the Star Wars games?" Oh, so many of them. Oh
I
man.
have basically every Star Wars game out there.
So when it comes to the Star Wars games, I mean, would you count the Lego Star Wars games? Because those games are
Yes,
phenomenal.
those count.
Um, the Super Nintendo Star Wars games, like Super Star
Yeah.
Wars, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, those were
Yep.
awesome.
Flight of the Falcon,
Flight of the
Nintendo
Falcon.
DS.
Star Wars. Oh my goodness. Uh, Squadrons. Squadrons was pretty
Squadrons
fun.
was good.
Was fun. I just wish they would have added more content.
Did
Um.
you know that they were going to create a Darth Maul game,
Oh, I would
but it
have.
got canceled?
Oh, that would have been a day one buy for me.
Oh, for me too. Absolutely.
Um, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles, although was a little bit buggy at times, was still a very fun game.
At the same time that that came out, the original game for the PS1 of the Star Wars Episode 1
Hmm.
was
Um,
phenomenal.
and I will,
It's still the only game out there, Star Wars wise, that has an auto going level and a course.
yeah. Um, I will say this: when you can play with friends, Star Wars Battlefront is a ton of fun.
Battlefront 2 is incredible.
Agreed. That game is so much fun, especially playing with
I
friends.
have the original one for PS2.
Nice, nice. Um, Super Trebo says, y'all be on honest opinion. Y'all think we have any chance on the road next week against Green Bay? Of course.
If Bryce Young is playing and we figure out this offensive line, then yes,
Yeah.
we have a shot. If not, I don't know.
The only chance Super Trebo that we have to lose or whatnot is if they don't show up and play the game. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah,
Um, but I,
Green
I
Bay is struggling to score against Pittsburgh right now.
but I will say this: I do have respect for the Trekkies out there. I would never. I don't
Yeah,
consider myself a Trekkie, but
same.
I definitely respect that there's a lot of lore with Star Trek. Um, Now, if we're talking pure sci-fi, I mean Star Wars definitely. I would have to also vouch for not old school but current day Battlestar Galactica. I highly vouch for
Stargate was good too.
Stargate. Yes, Stargate. Um, I know there's any Firefly fans out there. Firefly.
Yeah.
Um, I would also have to say, I mean, like I said, when it comes to Star Trek, I mean, Next Generation, Voyager was meh.
Nah.
I couldn't really
Yeah.
get into Voyager. Deep Space Nine, there were a few episodes that were like, okay, I can kind of roll with this. Um, oh, Keep Pounding USA mentioned Farscape.
Mm.
I didn't see a lot of Farscape, but
Hmm.
from what I've heard, definitely not bad. Um, let's see. I mean, man, sci-fi. Man, we're real.
Somehow Palpatine returned. Somehow Palpatine returned again. Somehow Palpatine returned again.
Now, when
100
it
million years into the future.
when it comes to say, light side, dark side. I mean, when it comes to villains, number one,
Yeah.
my number one to this day will be Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same
Lucas
time,
himself was going to make an entire trilogy out of Darth Maul.
yes. Now, if we're talking non-Jedi, Boba Fett, hands down. Even though Boba Fett was more of the good guy in the book of Boba Fett,
Yeah.
when it comes down to like non-Jedi villain, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's my number one. Um, as far as light side, when it comes to Jedi,
That's a tough one.
now I do like Qui Gon.
Mm.
I will say I do like Qui Gon,
I'll take Qui Gon.
but when it really comes down to it, it's hard for me to go against Luke Skywalker.
It is.
Like,
It is.
I
I
mean,
agree.
Obi-Wan. I mean, I liked Obi-Wan. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
he helped train Luke. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
him Yoda, they helped train Luke. But
Mm-hmm.
just really seeing what Luke has become and just like overall what he's been able to do, just it's hard for me to bet against Luke Skywalker.
Agreed.
Um, Anakin, nor back then, if it wasn't for his extreme vulnerability, I would consider Anakin Skywalker. But
Mm-hmm.
that dude is so vulnerable. That dude wears every single emotion in the book on his sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Like, extremely easy to be manipulated. It's sad. It's really sad because Anakin had a ton of potential. A ton.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Palpatine just it was too easy. It was too easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was too
Mm-hmm.
easy. It's just like, dang, dude, you don't even like and then got nerve enough to say, "What have I done, dude? You knew what you did. Come on now, like like really." It's like he must be stopped. So instead of shoving him out of the way, you cut off Mace Windu's hands. Like, come on, dude. You knew what you were
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, but it's for Padme, and
Ugh,
yet you
shut
end
it.
up killing her anyway. So it's like,
As far as like old Star Wars games, um, I do recommend Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. It's a fun old game. I like Episode One Racer. I like Bounty Hunter. I like Commando.
oh, Republic Commando.
Yep.
Oh, you want a really good Star Wars like non-Jedi related game? Republic
My whole
Commando.
thing, my whole thing about that is they made these super battle droids like tanks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't understand to this day like why they had such armor on them that you would run through like 7 clips on just one battle droid.
yeah,
And it's like you watch the actual Clone Wars show, boop, one shot and they're down.
yeah.
It's like why is that not a thing in Commando?
And it's amazing too what they did with the AI with your teammates in Republic Commando.
Yeah, that was sick, dude.
It's one of the reasons when it comes to squad based, like
Mm-hmm.
even though there was a lack of multiplayer,
Yeah,
the AI when you commanded your squad was
ridiculous.
ridiculously great. Like
Yeah, it was amazingly great response.
I know it wasn't
Great.
I know it wasn't necessarily the best looking game, but the AI and the gameplay for Republic Commando was so awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. Like I remember first playing Republic Commando on Xbox and I was very impressed. Very impressed.
I was very impressed with Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, because this is again another Star Wars game where you actually can block lightsaber uh,
Yes.
blaster bolts with the lightsaber, and
Yes.
that was only done by like 2 or 3 games before
Yeah.
that.
Now,
Star Wars Episode One, Phantom Menace included.
yes. Now, I will say if you want the very simple chill games where you can enjoy the story and not have to panic so much about, losing lives or anything like that,
Right.
the Lego Star Wars games are
Yeah.
are very chill, very easy to enjoy, um, stress free, and it's just a good fun way to like play through the story,
Mm-hmm.
through the entire like main story from episodes 1 to 9, and it was just a lot of fun. Even if you do just the original trilogy, Lego Star
Mm-hmm.
Wars, still a ton of fun, a ton of fun to play through. Traveler's Tales have done really good job with the different Legos games, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, the
Yeah.
Marvel games. It's just,
Very impressive.
very impressive. Um,
An old favorite is KOTOR as well. A lot of people
oh,
love KOTOR.
I still never fin. I see. I need to
I
finish
still have
that.
to learn that game and do that one
Yeah,
because I've been told so many great things about that game, and I really need to look into it and
yeah.
put the time into it.
I never finished the
Perhaps I'll
the
do that in
first
the
one.
spring
I never
as a
finished
let's
the
play.
the first one, so I definitely need to go back through KOTOR and KOTOR 2.
I might do that in the spring as a content filler during the
Yeah.
spring, or I might do that next year um, during the summer months. We'll see. We'll see.
Keep Pounding USA says I played Star Wars Fallen Order. Didn't really like it. I kept getting lost and didn't know what to do. It takes some getting
It
used
doesn't
to.
do a very good job of telling you where to go.
Yeah, it
You have to
takes
use
some
the
getting
map.
used to, for sure. Um, yeah, it takes some getting used to. And they even did Lego games for the Indiana Jones as well,
Yes.
for the original trilogy, that is.
Yeah.
But
There's a handful of these games I really want to get into and do let's plays of and just really dive right in. Okami's one of them for sure. I
uh,
love Okami.
beautiful looking game.
Absolutely gorgeous game. God, it's beautiful. Like you will love this game when you start diving into it and exploring
Yeah. Now I will
it.
say for when it comes to female Star Wars characters,
Yeah,
I would have to, for me personally,
Leia, without a question, Leia.
it would have to be Leia, but I also really liked Fennec. I did like Fennec, of course, from Mandalorian and
Nah,
Book of Boba Fett, and also the Bad Batch. But I think ultimately Leia's at the top,
Leia's the one. Yeah, for sure.
and I'm sure there's plenty of Padme Amidala fans, but in all honesty, I wouldn't put her over Leia like by any long shot.
Oh, they're showing the cadences of Aaron Rodgers right now.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's cool. That's something I wanted to see Bryce do. But yeah, back to Star Wars stuff. Star Wars Outlaws was amazing. Really liked it.
Now, did they fix a lot of the bugs with that?
Yes,
Okay,
for the
cause
most part, yes.
that was one that I was considering picking up when it was on sale.
Oh, you should, man. You should. It's good.
Okay, cause like
Um, as far as the DLC, uh, don't do the season pass garbage because that really doesn't help you much.
oh for reals, oof.
Yeah, all these season passes, I for these games, I'm just not impressed. It's just more of the same stuff.
Now, when it comes to season pass, now I know this has been a thing for many years when it comes to DLC. To be honest with you, looking back, I feel like the only franchise that comes to mind that did a season pass really, really, really well was Borderlands.
I'll agree with that.
I, I,
Hmm.
I felt like you really got your money's worth when it came to content whenever you got a Borderlands season pass.
Yep.
Now, I do miss the times where, like, DLC was released in different batches, like, especially when it
Yep.
came to, like, I'll use Halo, for example. Halo 2. Halo 2, for
Hmm.
example. I remember the original Halo 2, which to this day was one of my most played shooters ever. Like,
Hmm.
you know, the very first paycheck I ever got in my life, I spent it on an Xbox. So, um,
Hmm.
and Halo 2 was really the first true game that I played like consistently online. Once.
I was part of one of the betas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Back in the day, there was only just this one map, and you would have one base on one side, one on the other side. You have mountains on one side and the other side. You know.
Yeah,
Um. So you would have the mongooses and everything, and then you have sniper battles from the caves.
yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
yeah.
That was OG
And see,
Halo.
the thing with that is, I felt like they did DLC at a pretty decent rate, you know,
Yep.
and it was the amount that gave you plenty of reasons to go back and pick up and play it, and
Right.
I just feel like I would love to see, companies get back to doing that as far as long-term support for
Yeah.
games. is,
Make it worth your while.
yeah, like I even if you were to plan out, DLC over the course of maybe 2 to 3 years, space
Hmm.
it out. Space it
Yeah.
out in a good way to give folks reasons to want to come back and pick up and play. Because my thing is this: I'm not against anybody that's a Call of Duty fan. I mean, there are a couple of
Right.
Call of Duty games that really have great campaigns. I mean, the first Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, awesome campaigns.
Hmm.
But at the rate that they're just spitting out Call of Duty games, plus how much like the content
It's a
packages,
cash grab.
it's a tremendous cash grab, and it's ridiculous. It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
100%.
So I just
It's like
wish,
who can put out the console the fastest or the game the fastest and get the most money.
yeah. So like, yeah, and that's the thing with, I don't know, just DLC. The way it's done these days is just it's not the same anymore. And you know, I mean, content's content. It's just when you have so many situations where the content is technically hidden behind a paywall or hidden within the code, it's a little annoying.
Hmm.
But
I like Pirates Fortune DLC, and I like Hunter's Legacy bundle.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
I
just like,
also like Wild Card. Wild Card DLC was good too.
and it's just like when you really think about it, this, them announcing Halo campaign involved, I mean, is another cash grab
Yep.
because I mean, it's Halo without the multiplayer, and it's just that
Yeah.
PlayStation owners can play it now, and it's just like, but they're not gonna have the same experience,
Exactly. It's
So
not going to be the same as when that game first came out.
yeah, exactly, and it's just, but I will say this: some of the most fun LAN parties I participated in were Halo LAN parties.
Oh yeah, that and Doom.
Doom's another great one, yeah.
Yeah, I was part of that one too. The beta for that one too.
But man, I just remember
That was wild.
so many occasions where folks would host Halo LAN parties. You bring over, a TV and your Xbox, and just we went to
It
town. Oh my God,
was
those
so much fun.
those were the fun days. And
Oh
then
yeah.
and I remember, doing a lot of that. I used to be part of a clan for Halo 2, and I remember like pretty religiously playing Halo 2 up until maybe like 3 or 4 months after the final piece of DLC was released for Halo
Hmm.
2. But yeah, just I mean to this day, Halo 2 is still my favorite Halo, but to
Oh
fo-
yeah.
to follow up, I have to say Halo Reach is a strong second for me
Mm. Mm.
because I really enjoyed campaign as well as the multiplayer for Halo Reach. That one will always have a place in my heart. But ultimately, like multiplayer and story wise, Halo 2 is my fave.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but like,
It was Quake. It wasn't Doom. It was Quake. I was thinking of
yeah. Oh, Quake. Oh, dude. Like,
Quake was incredible.
I remember my times playing Quake 2. Oh man, I loved Quake 2. Played the mess out of Quake 2, especially
Oh man.
especially split screen
Yes.
multiplayer. Oh man, like
Yes.
yeah, I enjoyed the mess out of Quake 2. Um, Shoot, if we're talking shooters, I mean Halo, Doom, Quake
Right.
2, Red Faction, especially Red Faction, the original one. Definitely loved Red Faction.
Hmm.
Um, Now, when it comes to Gears of War, still to this day, my favorite is Gears 2. Gears of War
Yeah,
2.
Gears 2 is the best one for sure,
Um,
story wise.
yeah, and uh, I I could never really. I mean, I liked some of the older Call of Duties, but I never really got into Call of Duty multiplayer like that.
Yeah, I never did either.
Because when it came down to it, unless you were good at getting kill streaks, you really didn't stand a
You
chance.
really weren't doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. Battlefield. I enjoyed Battlefield 3,
Mm-hmm.
which if you ask me, any Battlefield game is can be a lot of fun when you play them with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, when it came to shooters, I mean, I'd have to say just you know, I mean, Halo, Gears, and Quake 2. Like I have to say
Mm-hmm.
were like my top three. Um, did was not that much into GoldenEye only because I didn't own an N64, so I can't say that I really played a lot of
Oh, that
GoldenEye.
was the first game I ever played was GoldenEye on my friend's N64 in his apartment.
Yeah, see, I had to go to my friend's house to play six N64, so yeah. And then I know a lot of people like Turok. Did play a little bit of Turok, but
Mm.
um, played a little bit of Perfect Dark, but more so when they re-released it on Xbox. That was when
Yes.
I got my fill of that. But
Perfect Dark was incredible.
I think when it comes to shooters on N64, I think a lot of people vouch for GoldenEye being like
Oh yeah.
the
The
best.
Golden Gun game, man.
Yeah,
That was that was the source of ending a lot of people's friendships too.
true, true. But I mean that game, I just wish I had the chance to play a lot more of that, but because I didn't have an N64, I had to rely on others. But and see the thing with N64, great
Oh my
games,
God, what a throw, Jordan Love.
great games, but I hated that N64 controller.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That N64 controller was so garbage.
yeah,
Especially when you're trying to do Star Wars Racer on it.
yeah, I
God.
freaking hated it. Um, but yeah, but
We should
those,
do some games together, man. We gotta do some game reactions together.
yeah, I need to go back through and oh, Marvel Cosmic Invasion they got a release date for that. So
Mm,
it's a beat 'em up,
mm.
December 1st. Looking so forward to that. They just announced Iron Man and Phoenix, Dark Phoenix got added as characters, so I'm actually looking forward to that. Um, I like beat 'em ups
Yeah.
as well. Like,
They got the demo out right now.
yeah, I might have to jump on that because I definitely want that. And with beat 'em ups, played of course, a lot of Streets of Rage 4, uh, Turtle Shredder's Revenge, which I still need to go back through and play with the DLC characters because I never got around to doing that. But
That's not too bad looking.
yeah, so yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. But oh man, I know we kind of went off on a tangent.
We did, we did.
But
Halloween is coming up. Any good horror movies to suggest? Oh man. Um, I've got one, Cobweb. It's a recent one.
uh,
Go check that out.
but
Um, are we talking just classic Halloween movies, or are we just talking like new ones? If we're talking new ones, Cobweb.
now
Um, if
I'm
you want a horror series to check out, go check out Sleepy Hollow.
I'll say this: I'm not really one that's into horror like that, or at least not like I used to a long time ago.
Yeah.
But only thing I will say, I don't know if it's like part horror or part sci-fi or whatnot. But one movie that always gave me nightmares back then was The Thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, but yeah, that's the one. That's the one you'll get from me. Keep pounding. USA says Resident Evil. Here's my thing with
Hmm.
it. Here's my thing with that. Like, I don't really.
Once you've seen like two or three of them, then it just becomes redundant.
I see. I see that more of an action movie more so than a horror movie.
They were good movies,
To
you
be
know.
to be honest with you, keep pounding USA. Now I will say, like playing the games. Now the games are scary. I'll tell you that
Hmm.
right now.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, Now when it comes to Resident, like I own a lot of the Resident Evil games. Now I'm gonna tell you right now.
Silent Hill was incredible.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Keep pounding USA. Do not expect me to live stream any of me playing Resident Evil. Will not happen.
Not happening.
Not happening.
There
So
you go. You heard it. Not
shoot,
happening.
y'all, so y'all can get some laughs and see me get jump scared. No, I'm not gonna give y'all that. I'm
No,
not gonna give
no.
y'all that honor. But when it comes to Resident Evil, I mean it's the survival horror that I don't mind playing. I know played a lot of the original Resident Evil 1 and 2,
Yeah.
which were good games. I know the original Resident Evil, the dog going through the window scared the crap out of me. Um, and even the remake version of Resident Evil 1 with the Crimson Heads, oh my goodness, I remember
Mm.
walking over one that turned into one. It scared the
Oh.
crap out of me so badly it made me drop my controller. I kid you not. Um, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, very
Oh
scary.
God, Nemesis was horrible.
Yeah, like
There's so many jump scares in Nemesis. Good God.
not to mention the dude runs at you.
Oh my
Um,
God, no.
and not an easy game as well. Not an easy game. Um,
Not at all.
Resident Evil 4, which I still think to this day is one of the best Resident Evil games ever made, also was pretty scary. Um, the courtyard. Oh my God, the courtyard.
Mm.
Um, the underground tunnel with the invisible insects. Oh my God.
Oh no,
Like
no, 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 no.
I remember when I first got to that part, and then
God, I hated that part.
I heard the music change, and I was just like, what
Uh-oh.
the heck is going on? There's something
Uh-oh.
here. And I'm just like, there's something here. I don't know what the heck that is, but the music just changed. And then, um, oh, getting to the Los Illuminados. Now that was scary. The cultists that would chant. Oh shoot, yeah.
Ugh.
It took me a while to get through that game. It took me a while. Resident Evil 5 wasn't too scary considering you had a partner pretty much for
Mm.
80% of the time.
Right.
So that wasn't too bad. Which Resident Evil 5 I enjoy. I enjoy the mess out of
Oh
that
yeah.
game. I'll play that
Oh
with,
yeah.
with anybody. Um, Resident Evil 6 was kind of a follow up to 5, but not as good as 5. Um, I wouldn't say that 6 was scary, but
Yeah.
it was it was kind of a downgrade from 5. Like I'll still play it. I mean, I own it, but you know,
Hmm.
7 was extremely scary, and it is only by a miracle that I even got through that game.
7 was, oh my God, no. Mm-mm. Nope.
Cause yeah,
No. No. No.
like going through the house and then what's his face bust through the wall. I'm like, nope, nope.
Oh, nope, 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 nope. I'm done.
And then
Not happening.
I haven't played Resident Evil 8 The Village yet. I have it, but I haven't started playing it. But shout out to Most Windu. I watched to be honest with you, I'm scared to even play it because I saw Most Windu live stream and there
Hmm.
was one area he got to and still to this day I have not touched the game because after I saw that, when I watched him get through the area where he had a undead baby fetus chasing him, I was like,
Oh
nope.
God,
I was
no.
like, nope, can't do it.
No.
Mm-mm, nope.
I'm with you on that one. Mm-mm.
Because it was like laughing and saying, "Daddy." I was like, oh no no no,
Oh
nope,
no.
mm-mm, nope.
I don't mess with that either, buddy.
Like I saw that, I was just like, honestly, if I don't ever play that game, I'm cool. I know. It's like Blitz, but you own it. Yeah, I know, I do.
I
But
know.
I'm just letting you know. Don't be surprised if I never ever play that game. Cause after seeing that, I'm just like, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's
Like, cause you had to get away from it and get to the elevator to get out of there. But the thing is, you couldn't harm it. And if you got grabbed, it was instant game over.
mm,
So
mm.
when I watched him go through that, I was just like, yeah, and you want me to live stream me playing through this? No.
No, not
You
happening.
you can forget that.
Same here.
I don't care if y'all give me 5,000,
Uh-oh.
10.
Uh-oh. We got a fight going on in the Green Bay game right now.
Uh-oh. Shoot. I was like, I don't care if y'all give me like $10,000 super chats. I won't do it. I won't do it. Well, maybe I
I'm
would.
with you.
Well, maybe, 10. How many super chats?
Bro, have you seen the Fred Bear that runs like at 100 miles an hour at Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, jeez. Oof.
Yeah, somebody did like a modded one where he runs like a freight train at you. It's like clunk, 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 clunk. You know, you could hear him down the hallway, and then all
Uh-huh.
of a sudden, it's like, oh my freaking god, dude! And there's nothing you can do. Like he
Yeah.
follows you everywhere you try to hide in the map.
Yeah, bump that.
It's like, no, thank you. If
And
y'all want me to play that, y'all can't pay me enough to play that.
and then it's like
Sorry.
on the harder difficulties, they take more damage and they run at you. It's like, nope. Nope.
God, just the footsteps by themselves are intimidating and scare the crap out of you. It's
Oh,
like, God, no. It's like whoever made that is an absolute villain.
like I remember Resident Evil 2. My first playthrough. I mean, I know I was introduced to the liquor, but then when I got to the to one of the areas where I couldn't see the enemies, I couldn't see the liquors, and all I heard was, I was just like, okay, I am leaving this room right now.
Oh, that reminds me so much of Condemned. The
I mean,
second one where you become an alcoholic as a character, and it's just like, bruh, no,
and I'm a,
because
oh yeah,
I'm gonna tell you like two really freaky things. One, the mall in the first one
mm-hmm,
with the mannequins. Do
oh,
not make the mistake of trying to play that in the dark at midnight. Just don't do it. The mannequins are terrifying.
mm,
And the second game, you got the gigantic ravenous bear that chases you throughout the map.
mm. Oh,
God,
I
I
cha,
got I got absolutely spoiled on the bear before I
oof.
played it, and that's how I knew what to do. If I didn't get spoiled on that freaking bear, I would have never played that game again.
I tell you another thing too. Silent Hill, The Room. You could not pay me all the money in the world to play through that.
No. Oh my
Mm-mm.
God.
Like
Outlast is another horrendous one too. I
like
just tried to do a stream of Outlast, and what was annoying is the dude will just like camp right outside the walkers on the first part when you're trying to
yeah,
turn off the pumps. Like you'll sit there for freaking 10 minutes, and this dude will just camp outside the walkers around the corner.
yeah,
You'll never even know he's there. But the only way you know is if he's just like stepping on water, and you come out of the locker, you're thinking, okay, he's not there anymore. 5 seconds later, boom, get you. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I went through like 4 or 5 times of that, and I said, enough is enough. We got to find another horror game.
yeah.
This is not it.
Oh,
Because
and
there's a difference between a horror game, scaring the crap out of me, which is fine, and this dude just camping that spot like it's freaking Halo.
yeah, and then but yeah, Silent Hill, The Room. I remember there was this one enemy. It had two mannequin heads and it had two big hands that were feet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like they
No.
be coming up with
No.
some weird stuff for monsters. It's just like like mannequins coming at you, babies with knives. I'm just like, what the heck?
I wonder how many drugs these people were taking before they made these games. Sometimes. I
Too
really do.
too many. And then um, Clock Tower, old PS1 game where you had to escape
Oh.
from Scissor Man.
Oh, yeah.
Like just no, like. But yeah, these newer Resident Evil games, man, it's just yeah, like no.
Yeah. These are just not it. I'm
I
with you on that.
like I have my
Oof.
limit. Even I have my limit, and it's just it's always those moments where it's like around the corner or you hear it but you can't see it. Like
Yeah. Oh, we should try to do Friday the 13th.
are
Friday the 13th game.
are servers still running for that?
Yep,
Oh, interesting.
sure are.
I see. I didn't even know that because
That game is fantastic.
I had played that before with some of my old Galgo friends and
Hmm. Dead by
it
Daylight's the main one everybody switched to. But there's so many mods involved with that now. It's like it's so hard to keep up with everything.
yeah. But apparently they're going to be doing the same thing next year, but for Halloween for Michael Myers. So
Oh snap! They added Five Nights at Freddy's to Dead by Daylight. Oh my god!
interesting.
They put Springtrap in there. Yes. Oh
But
my god, that is terrifying. Good God, no.
but uh,
Yeah, we gotta do some games sometime, man. We gotta do some stuff together.
yeah, yeah, for reals. But
Yeah,
I think I'm
we'll
tapped.
figure it out.
I think I'm tapped out, and I'm actually about to go eat, and I got to catch up on a couple of pro wrestling shows. But uh, go ahead and plug in your socials while you're at it.
All right, so hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, comment down below if you feel like doing so. Don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League. If you want to get your hands on an intro like the one you see on my screen on my channel, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram using her last name first, Ty, T-A-I, dot Lindara, Lindara, for videos, panels, etc. to upgrade your streaming experience. As a streamer, um, make sure you check out Monster Grub and Sub out in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Get yourself a tasty game day sub. Um,
Indeed.
Shout out to all the different streamers out there that do what we do. C3, Monk 2020, PNP, Pat Coltrane. Um, go give them some love. Carolina Bleeding Bully podcast, and of course my man Blitzball Champ here. That's under our umbrella
Yes.
of streamers. Um, give them some love. Tell them you came from me. Um, and of course, check me out on Instagram Shadow Warrior with 1W645. And the Facebook group page, Keep Pounding in all caps. In order to get in touch with me, feel free to message me. Um, I answer all any and all PMs and DMs. Shout out to David Screws, Isaiah Sazik. What else do we have in chat? That's it. Okay. Oh. Tom Brady's 7 rings. Shout out to you too. And anyone else that has come into my chat that I saw in the last stream or this stream, or anybody that is watching the streams and VODs. Appreciate you guys too. Thank you to all the new followers and subs. Welcome to the family. Keep pounding. We will continue doing horror games this week as it is Halloween week. I got a couple of surprises for people still. Um, of course, we will be doing our traditional Condemned game during Halloween week. So make sure to stop on by for that. I guess that should do it. Be sure to be looking out for the preview stream coming up this week for the next one against Green Bay.
Yeah. I may or may. My schedule's going to be kind of hectic, so I'll keep you posted. But
Okay.
um, this week might be a little difficult.
Okay.
But I'll keep you posted.
All right. If
Um,
we have to rock on without you, we'll do that too. Either
yeah.
way.
Yeah. So,
But
but yeah, thank y'all so much for coming through. Um, like I said,
stay happy, healthy, and well too.
indeed, um, rough loss, but we're back at 500. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not completely out of it. Just have to bounce back. Um,
Oh, prayer requests and good vibe requests are welcome for streams when we are not actively reacting to the game.
yes,
Please
abs-
do.
absolutely. But you know, let's
That's it.
cheer this team on to figure some things out and then bounce back, hopefully against Green
Yep.
Bay and get back
Yep.
on the winning side. But
Indeed. Indeed.
thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream, and we hope to see everybody again soon. For myself, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, and
Keep pounding.
we will see y'all on the next live stream and or video. God bless. Enjoy the week. We'll see y'all soon. Good night, everybody.